Okay, so if I go down here,
going to meet each other in the courtroom
Mm-hmm.
soon. I've already started my civil procedure. It's going to be. This is not going to be the end of the story. I'll tell you that much. This story is going to go on for probably a couple of years
Yeah.
because now we're going to be entering the civil court.
Mm-hmm.
The civil court.
Mm-hmm. I'm there with you, 100%. She was the only one out of all of them. Like I was telling you, she's the only one out of all of them that asked for the report number. Out of all the 911 calls, she's the only one that seems like she might just be a little prepared for it or ready for something coming her way.
Right. And well, I'll tell you who
So
else
she
is
knows what she's doing.
well, and Sue Ellen because I've had her like on a kind of a silence order, not silence, but like, and it's not really a restraining order or anything. It's just a. I'm trying to think of. I gotta the terminal. I'm still like half asleep. The terminology is like. Well, it's just basically, on a warning, a severe warning from already with the court system that she was not to come approach me anymore. Because the last time she had approached me, she put her finger on my face.
Wow. And that little
Yeah.
incident she pulled with the vehicle, I don't know what
Right.
that would be, but I feel like that she should definitely be in trouble for something like that. And they didn't even care.
Oh, that's, well, that's like that's almost as that I believe that's called on the same. It's a brandishing a weapon violation.
And then with the vehicle, so with that would have something to do with the vehicle, right? Because I mean,
When you
yeah,
throw a vehicle at someone, like you're gonna run them over, that's on the same category as brandishing a weapon.
wow, yeah, exactly, yep, that sounds right.
Right. So, wow, it's just been so much. I mean, like you said earlier, like half the people don't even know half the story because of the fact that we're obeying the court orders and you know, we're doing everything by the rule of the law. And but pretty soon the story will be all completely out, and
Yeah,
people will just it's gonna blow people's mind as to what especially you and Alex have been through.
yeah. This case has brought so much
Incredible.
drama. People are so obsessed with this case. I mean, we all are. I mean, this case is just it's not usual. It's just so unusual this happening. I've been here all my life and I've never seen a thing like this happen before. So,
Unfortunately, I have, and that's the fight that I've always had with, especially with the county, with the sheriff's office, is how much they detest independent media, and actually all media except their chosen ones, which are only two channels, two local channels.
That's why I'm glad I did crime though, because I mean it woke me up to the the injustice system and just the corruption amongst the sheriff department alone. Though I just never knew it was this bad, and it gets deeper. I just never knew this was all going on. People, I just never even believed people when they would tell you like certain things happen to them, like it's really true. Like people are really like being treated unfair. It's crazy, and things that happen with the police are really happening.
And Juice, I really do believe that. I mean, in my faith, I believe that we are chosen sometimes to do to expose someone for the protection of others, and you happen to be one of those that was chosen because there was faith that you would be strong enough to see this through.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't change it for nothing either. I'm glad I did. Well, not that part of it. I just mean like everything that's happened. I wouldn't change it for nothing. But yeah, I mean, as far as being a part of change, I'm happy I can be a part of that for sure.
Right, and then the assignment that I'm now is about election integrity, and we're going to change the way elections have been done in this county, and it's going to happen this year. Y'all are about to see it by November. Just remember, when you're seeing those changes, just remember, that's what Juanita was talking about. That was her new assignment that she went to.
Yeah, and one thing to point out that you like, just even one thing, just for proof, the minute you started talking about the signs being fake, guess what they did?
Right.
Change the signs.
Well, and they're still fake.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't go put a P with a flag over on top of a floaty in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Without telling people what the hell the P means. Is it no P? Oh, that's what it is. It's no P in that neighborhood. Oh my God, how have I been convinced?
That's crazy. I would have never knew that. And then when you mentioned the fact that when you scan that QR code, it could take all your information from your phone.
They were tracking us. They wanted everybody that would scan that QR code to track us, to get your cell phone number, your metadata. Absolutely. I said, hell, I ain't going to scan. My car ain't scanning no QR code, and I'm not scanning no QR code. Don't you go giving me a QR code to look up all you want to charge me with.
I never knew that. That's crazy. That is crazy.
And that's the abuse that they take on people that don't understand the rights and what the law is.
Yep. That's crazy. I would have never known. And I would have probably I was never going to scan it anyway, but I didn't know they could do that just by you scanning a simple QR code. I'd probably never want to scan. I don't even want to scan one ever again after that.
Right. I might have to go back tomorrow night around that area if JLR's around and have him explain to people that those new signs with the P slashed over it just means no peeing here, no pee, no pee. And no pee there, and no pee over there.
So I'm gonna say, I'll make sure tomorrow though I ask the judge too what the conditions are.
Yeah.
Because they didn't say anything the last court date.
I wouldn't. If they do a continuance, I wouldn't ask for conditions. Don't do the case for them. If they don't mention conditions, you don't mention conditions.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because I mean, the last time it didn't say anything. It didn't really say. I don't remember what it said. I got the paper somewhere, but I don't know what it said. It's just,
right. Well,
it didn't say nothing. It didn't. There wasn't any. It said something, but it wasn't anything at all, really.
Oh, just like the release from jail, no conditions at all. Remember me looking at y'all's paperwork going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
It says nothing. It says absolutely nothing. The most non-compliant piece of jail release time that I have ever seen. All paperwork that I have ever seen from people being released from jail is conditions, what date you show up to court, how you're supposed to report to this other, like pre-trial, um, kind of like it's sometimes the probation department, some maybe sometimes just the pre-trial officer. Nothing. Complete blank piece of paper.
Why do they do that though? I don't understand that. It's like a setup.
It's a complete setup. It's a complete setup because they're hoping that you're going to call back and ask for conditions and ask for that. No, that's not your job. If they're not writing it, that means there's nothing. Blank means blank.
So if they don't write nothing, you assume it's nothing, and then you get, thrown in jail. It's like,
Oh, well, yeah, they could throw you back in jail because they'll throw anybody in jail who they feel like throwing in jail.
yeah, that's the truth though. That's exactly what they did in the first place.
But well, the last one you did, I was very proud of you because you stood there and you wouldn't leave that courtroom until the judge said with prejudice,
Yeah, yeah, I
which
had
was,
to.
absolutely amazing. I mean, I had all told you all because you all had asked me like, do we have to accept the release? And I said, well, no, but they, the flip side of that coin is that then you are asking to go to trial. You are asking to go to a hearing, and in a misdemeanor in Arizona, you're not allowed a jury trial. It's a bench trial.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yep.
And now you got to worry about is this judge in with the dirty nanos from the dirty attorney's office.
Ah, these people, man.
It's all like a game of crapshoot. You
Yeah,
just kind of roll the dice and see what it's gonna fall.
that's terrible. That is terrible.
So
And
we're
you
changing it.
and you would think, with the DA, Laura, she, you would think she'd be walking on eggshells, But I mean, maybe that's why they ended up getting dismissed because she's, on probation and she's being watched. I don't know, but
The
with
only thing that she's got is that she just has to not take it to the court just because to police Nanos because I heard that he had been in there throwing a fit. When she dismissed the first case,
oh
which was
really?
actually your case, he was in there throwing a fit. That's the main reason why they filed charges again on Allie because he was so upset. I heard that he was about as out of control as he was with the county assessor. Remember what he did with the county assessor when she released information to the FBI?
Oh, he went off. We just talked about that about an hour ago. Yeah, he went off. He got angry with her.
Well, that's exactly how he went off with the county attorney.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing that he does. The thing that really has helped us is that Nanos has done harm to so many people that there's a lot of people talking to us. Oh, look, there's the no peace zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I drove
So,
through there like last week, and yeah, it was. I saw those
oh,
signs. I was shocked.
that can only be Deuce's hand right there. Guilty. Guilty.
And then
Hey,
there's,
Deuce,
huh?
you got a little cough freshener there. Was that really a little camera? A little your air freshener or camera?
No, I wish.
Like what do they call it? The dad cam?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a,
No, it's the phone holder thing. I have
think
one though.
about think about how fortunate in a way or blessed. I mean, like our guardian angels were always there because McDaniels had upset so many people that there were people inside talking to it, inside of his
Yeah.
department, inside of the district attorney's department, inside of the the county supervisor's department. The amount of them, I don't think that I could have gathered the information that I gathered had I not gotten that information from all of them telling me where to look.
Yeah. Nah, we've been. I feel blessed. I mean, I'm fortunate to even be. To be honest, I didn't even think I was going to jail. When they were taking me to jail, that's why I was so scared because it's so corrupted. I thought they were gonna take me somewhere, and I really thought they were gonna kill me or something, hurt me real bad that day.
Right.
It's been a fortunate, outcome so far, and I'm not even gonna.
Remember.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take nothing for granted.
Yeah, when I got the call I first got the call that Alex had been arrested because he had got arrested before you, just a few minutes before, and then they arrested you.
I can't believe they went to his house at that. That just doesn't even. That's just beyond crazy.
Yeah.
How did they even know where he lived? That's the thing too. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, but they're not tracking us. They're not tracking us.
Right.
But what was I gonna tell you? Oh, and then I heard that's when I jumped and I said the first place I'm going is to a bondsman, to the bondsman's office. Everybody said the bond's not gonna be that much to get a bondsman. No, you don't understand. A bondsman has knowledge of who to call right now to find out where they're at because you guys still weren't on the system.
Yeah.
They were keeping off the system until the 7 o'clock
to make sure.
Court session, so that you guys would miss it.
Yeah, exactly. And you should have seen how slow he drove when we were going on the way there. We probably were going like 30 miles in a 40. And we took the longest way to the jail. I kid you not. The longest possible way.
We're going to find out that route. You're gonna get that information, subpoena, about the route. So that's coming. That information's coming. Find out exactly what route that officer took and why he decided to take a different route that they normally do to go to jail. To go take a prisoner, to book a prisoner.
Yeah. He just kept looking at the phone. Like, I don't know what. I just thought he was taking me somewhere else before I even left. And I kept telling him, no, I'm in fear for my safety. I don't think, I don't feel comfortable going anywhere with you guys. No buzz, no nothing.
Especially driving when you have the phone, that was in itself. I don't care who it is. That makes me nervous as hell when someone's driving me and looking at the phone. Hell no. Put that phone down.
Yeah, and it's not even in there. If you know what I mean. It's not even in the discovery at all.
Did you ask him to put the phone on, or did you say anything to him in the drive?
To what? Say it again.
To the deputy that was driving you to the jail, did you say anything to them while you were in on your way there?
Yeah, the same thing that I implemented before I left. I was just, I was telling them that I was scared, that I didn't know, why I didn't understand why they were even taking me. And for the first I want to say for like the first 10 minutes, he ignored me, not a single word.
Well, I'm dying to get that video of that ride. There's a video of that ride that's on its way, so it's been FOIA. So when we get that video, that's going to be very telling. Of course, it'll be at your discretion what you want to do with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. You already know I'm not going to let this just be swept under the rug. Yeah, and it was funny because he was like, when he ignored me for that long period of time, I just gave up even trying to talk to him for a second, and then he finally was like, he's looking at the phone, doing whatever he was doing. I couldn't see it. I kept trying to see what he was doing, who he was texting. You know me, I just thought it was Sheriff Nanos the whole time, whoever he was communicating with. But then finally, you know, there's that long, you know, no one's talking to you and they're like all into their phone. You know, he heard me because once he put it down, he's like, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" After he ignored me for like, what, probably, you know, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, probably for a good 5 minutes. Then he put it down and he's like, "What? I'm sorry, what did you say?" And I'm like, wow. So you did hear me. It was the weirdest thing.
Wow. Well, also a shout out to Nick. You know, he got out there. He was out in the kiosk holding our line while we were managing things out of the boxman to get that call into because immediately when the boxman called, Rickard said, "Oh yeah, let me put him in the system right away." So they were like, "Okay, they caught us. We better put him in the system because they already know that they're in here."
Yeah, and that was the worst experience ever. That was the worst experience. Never again. Right there, when we first got into the pit area, I knew like right away. Like once I didn't see Alex in there, when I got in there, I was like, "Where is Alex? Where's he at?" He's in the hole the entire time.
Yeah.
And I just knew right then and there, Sheriff Nanos is tied to all this. I mean, how do you even like initiate something like that when you're not even there? You know, how do you make sure that they do that? Like, what type of order did he put on us to where that we had to be separated and we couldn't talk to one another?
Right. And of course, you know, he's conniving enough that he has his lieutenants and his sergeants doing the work. And, you know, he'll throw them all under the bus when all of this hits the fan.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to try to cover his tracks with it. I mean, his history says it all. I mean, he resigned right before he was going to get fired anyway, so.
And if all of those guys see that finally there's going to be a stop put to him, to Nanos, maybe all of the deputies and officers will start standing up and telling the truth as to what they were told to do.
I hope so.
I have a funny feeling the county attorney knows, especially with the last piece of paperwork he filed. I think that opened up the county attorney's eyes as to what these guys have been doing.
Yeah, yep. I hope so. I mean, this guy's affecting people's livelihoods. I mean, how do these deputies put up with this, man? I don't even understand that. You know, why would you threaten, you know, my career? And, you know, I'm sure he's promising promotions, you know, for these guys to do what they're doing for him. But also remember that statement was released before they even arrested us about them facing discipline. So
he already promoted one of the detectives from Nancy's case.
Wow. And
everybody thought that it was a new detective that was on the case, but it wasn't. It was because it showed up as lieutenant. But it's the fact that he promoted the detective to lieutenant.
That's crazy. That makes me angry. Jesus Christ.
You promote someone in a case that hasn't been solved. And it's like the weirdest case in life that anybody has ever seen. And everything that's crazy about it was the creation of Nanos. If you think about where all the chaos has come from, it's been something he has done.
100%.
Not what happened in the discipline of Nancy. It's what Nanos has done, like going after you guys, like putting up the stupid signs, event signs for no parking, and bypassing 4 departments to do that parking situation. All 4 departments. The traffic department said we had nothing to do with it. The traffic engineer, I had nothing to do with it. The maintenance that normally puts up those signs, we had nothing to do with it. Well, then who placed the signs?
CFA.
The deputies did. They told me the deputy.
Oh, the
was the one
deputy.
placing.
Wow. So that's not even the Catalina Widows Association that's doing that.
No, no, it was the deputy. It's taxpayers' money to do all of this. Then I go into the sign makers and to the printers, the county printers, and they said, "Uh-oh, he's here about nano signs." They found us.
That's
I mean, like,
crazy.
hey, 40
At least I
departments
figured
bypassed.
this out,
That's
huh,
tyranny
Robin?
right there, okay? There's a reason why there's department heads
It's
to
okay.
separate this kind of
People are
behavior
gonna
from
keep
someone being so
underestimating me.
tyrant, such a tyrant.
That's tragic.
Just
That's crazy.
And then he wanted to take over the assessors department. Now he wants to take over the county attorney's department. So he's been, in his whole career, hasn't been about protecting people. It's been about getting the scoop on everybody's in the department head so he can go ahead and threaten all of them with the dirt he has on them.
That's crazy.
mistake.
Yeah, I was losing sleep over this crap. I think I had a nightmare one night. I mean, yeah, it's been pretty. It's been a real tough
Insane.
situation for sure. I don't even know if I'm gonna
So,
sleep tonight.
no, sleep well. Say your
Yeah.
prayers and sleep well. And everybody that's here, your viewers, I'll pray for Jews that justice is prevailed tomorrow, and every single one of you also acknowledge yourself for the support you have given them, and us, and me, and Alex, and Juice, and you all have been just amazing.
Not a
I
thing.
don't know that any of them could have ever
Not a
gotten
thing.
through this
There's
without all of
nothing
you.
wrong.
Well said. I mean, yeah, you're 100% right. I don't know what I would have done without half of these viewers here. I mean, I keep telling them
I was
this
just
channel
making
it don't go without them
observations.
being here. That's for
But
sure.
nothing's
They
wrong.
make this channel what it is.
Just making observations.
Absolutely. And they hold us accountable, which is awesome.
Yeah,
You know,
we need
sometimes
that.
it seems like
You
it gets
just
a little bothersome if somebody asks an odd
noticing
question
different
or an
things,
ignorant question in chat, but those questions are important. Hey, pause that picture you have right there. I have had a question about this picture. Look at Nano's pocket.
Oh,
Did
hold
you
on.
see that picture on the stadium there?
Hold
Go
on.
back and look
I'll
at it.
pull it back up. I think we talked about this one time. I can't remember who
And
brought
take
this
a
up.
good look. What is the evidence pocket? To me, that looks like one of those portable gun holsters.
What is that?
That's like what the perp had on the porch.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It looks kind of old too. Like it's not like. I don't know. Is that a gun holster?
Be darned.
Yeah.
Well, look at the shape that it goes in the pocket. It starts to go down, like you know how a gun holster gets thinner towards the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Marley.
Has that kind of a shape.
Yeah, I'm
Look
looking
at it.
for the latch that it goes on the
There he is.
to where it clips onto. I don't see that part, but it could be on the other side. And
Yeah,
it's
it could be on the other.
Can you say hi?
older, so I mean, I'm assuming he's had that holster
Can
for
you
a
say
long
hi?
time. So
Come
yeah,
on.
if that's, I mean, it would make sense for it to be a holster.
Can
I
you
think
say
that-
hi?
Yeah, there is. Look at towards the top part of his
Come on,
pocket.
can you
There's
say
the
hi to
thing
Robin?
right there,
Come on
what is
now.
it, like a
Come
tack,
on.
you know, whatever they put to
Come
close
on.
that
Okay,
that
I'll wait
corner
till you
off.
get closer.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
see what you're talking about. That little, the little,
There
little
he
silver
is.
round thing you're talking about.
There he is.
Yeah,
There
like
he
a
is.
map.
Look. There his
Yep,
is.
I
I
put a
saw
little
that
circle
the
around it.
beginning.
Are you just saying hi?
Whoa, what is the
I'm
evidence
just gonna say
pocket?
hi.
That looks a lot like what the perp had on the porch. So this was one of his first conferences.
The only one,
They said,
wasn't
like,
it?
Yes.
yeah, hey, like, hey, put the prop from the
It
crime
is
away
like
and go in there and
he
talk
is
to
a
the
very
people.
sweet boy.
And he
It's
threw it
very
in his
sweet.
pocket and ran in. Because
It's
what
like,
kind of a person looks
yeah,
at
it's
that and
totally
just
like seeing through
If that's
another
a
pair of
notebook, that's an
eyes.
old
You're
notebook,
absolutely
Ninja. I
right.
don't think that's a
What a
notebook.
great statement.
That looks, you could tell it's like metal or plastic.
Oh gosh, it's almost
And
what,
what would it have to
7 for
snap up
you,
on the top of the
Mystic?
corner if it was notebooks? Don't close that because you could see that it's
Nah, it looks
I
like
hope
merging.
it
everything's
looks like
going okay for you,
looks
hon.
like because
I
I got
think about you all the
my
time
holster right here. It looks like but mine is
and keep
black,
praying for you.
but it
Hmm.
almost looks like the same like
The
butt
same
in.
snap,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
The little
Because you see,
Oh,
absolutely
part
close as
right
it.
here.
The are in between that corner at all. That thing is about as tight as could be.
Yeah,
mm,
it's crazy.
that
They
is.
say it's his wallet.
That's nuts.
So it's a
Nah, that's
snap.
not a
Well,
wallet.
that if that's a wallet, that's a Mima wallet.
That's a,
What kind
for
of wallet
real.
it is? Who'd that?
That's a hard square wallet. That's
That's
a square wallet.
It is.
that's a long, long wallet that only a Mima would have.
Seriously, ain't no way that's a wallet.
Oh my goodness! He might as well have come out with a purse. It's a date planner. No, guys, there's no paper in between there. Or probably a Walter. A Walter. Somebody said it's a Walter. Okay, it's a
Really?
Walter.
I
I'll
don't.
believe that one.
They're trying to figure out what it
It's a
is.
Walter.
Nah, I think you're right. I think that's a holster because
It
it's got
does
that
look like a
same little
holster.
prong, like that screw you're talking about.
Hey,
That
look how it's shaped. If it was a wallet, it wouldn't have been down towards the
Mystic, I
bottom of his
finally
pants. That means
figured out how to
the
share
camel or
videos
the what do they
now.
call
I'm
that?
moving up
Camel
in the
pockets or what
world.
are they called?
It
The
only
side
took me
pockets on
like
the
3 hours tonight to keep working with it.
oh, I don't
whatever
know.
the
I know what you're talking about though.
camel. So those
But
are
it's even
camel
got
pants. So
that
yeah, they would be camel.
where that screw is at too. It's got like a nudge in
Mm.
between. There's like a nudge in
Yeah, I
between it.
know.
Like it's like a line in
A
between the
funk.
screw, like a
You
flathead,
and
like if
Yeah.
it's a
Robin, you guys are
flathead
great.
or something, you
I mean,
know.
that thing is long. That's not a short thing. That's going from his waist all the way down below his hip,
Yeah.
or below his crotch. Let's say. I think crotch is allowed.
Hmm.
Let's say.
Yeah, that's gotta
What
be
is
I'm
that?
guessing that's a holster.
Yeah, it does look like a holster.
Trucker's wallet? Somebody said go and look up trucker wallets.
Well, I've seen like the biker's wallet.
Oh,
But they
yeah.
have a chain on those.
Mystics just had
Where's the chain for the wallet? The trucker
family,
wallets would also have a chain. So where would
family
the chain
stuff
have
she's
gone?
been dealing
The
with.
chain would have been on the outside, like what towards pointing back, like
Yeah.
towards his rear.
Nah, don't look like a
So
trucker
you
wallet, but it does
the
have
whole
that little snap thing on it. But no, it's not like the
but
one
that's
his. You got to remember,
completely.
and he's been a cop for a long time, so he's gonna have an old holster, and he's not out on the
And
ground, so he's gonna just all his stuff is gonna
Mm.
be old.
And if
Thank
you
goodness
look
for
at
you
it, it's
guys to
heavy
come
enough
in
that it pulls
here.
his pants down a little because it lifts from the belt
I'd just
down
be
towards
watching
the
this,
rear.
restreaming it.
See how it stretches those pants down a little
Hmm.
bit,
Yeah,
like it stretches them.
you could see the outline all the way down to that pocket where you're talking about, pretty much where it
Hmm.
kind of stops.
Yeah, it is
And then
holding
you could
something.
also see the curvature on it. It's not
Hmm.
quite a rectangle, a complete rectangle. It has a curvature at the bottom as it starts to make its way to the cargo pocket.
Huh.
That's funny. Yeah, it does.
It's nice to hear
No, I
Juanita's
looked at this for
voice.
a
Yep.
long time. I didn't
I haven't
see
heard
anything
her
for a
for a
long time
while.
because I studied it and studied it and studied it. And then I watched him hoping he'd have it again, and he never had it again. He never
Hmm.
had it again.
That's funny. Yeah, it
That's
is.
He
that's just
never
ego
had it
money.
again.
He's gonna need it. He is sure
Yeah,
gonna need it.
and then it kind of bulges out like if it was a wallet, it would have flattened out and hugged his hugged his leg or hugged the hip area.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Is he
that's gotta be.
good question? Somebody just asked, is he left-handed?
I don't
Mm.
know. I would have
I
to see. what side he has the holster on, but that doesn't mean nothing because some people are ambidextrous. So I mean, but a lot of
That's on the
That's
times,
left.
true.
yeah, a lot of times you carry on the side that you're, what hand you are.
I
Mm,
never seen him carry actually. Now that I think about it, every time that I've seen him, I've never seen him with a weapon on.
Yeah, that's because he's never on the ground, so he doesn't really have a reason to ever, unless he's in
They don't
office.
allow
Even then,
weapons.
though,
They don't
mm-hmm.
allow weapons in the gym.
they don't. Oh, that's. I mean, but he's an officer, so maybe with him he'll get away with it if he wanted to.
Yeah. Well,
That's a
those
good
are
one
all little things that we'll be looking at some more. That's for sure.
for
Stuff
sure.
like that sometimes we miss because we were, when they throw
I
so
do
much
me. I'm
information
good
at
at
you, and they do it for
booting
a
meat
reason,
mystic,
so that you're bombarded and you
but
don't
at
know
least
where to
I
look
start.
anymore.
I can
Seriously.
But I,
share
honestly,
things
I look
now.
at the face. I always look at their
I
shoes,
finally got that
and I
figured
always
out.
look at their attire.
The goal,
That's a good one though. Actually, I've never really seen a man
question and
before the gun. Actually, with
answers,
the
the
suited
poll.
up, I
No,
guess. And if he's been suited, it's just
oh,
he's in uniform, but not.
I think I got pretty much all of
I
it
think
down.
his
This was
nose
the
is his
one that
weapon.
really was sitting with me weird
Yeah,
because
that's
I just
exactly what
couldn't
it
share
is.
stuff correctly for
It's
some
the
reason. So
Bitcoin
it's making
wallet,
me
brother.
really
You said,
happy
all
that I
right, there it
can
is.
now.
Case files. Case files. I've seen him with a lot of,
Oh,
Because
but
now
I've
I know
never seen
how.
him with a
So that's
weapon.
good. So I know how to go get something and bring it back.
Bitcoin wallet. Oh my God, these people
Oh
are funny.
no.
I love your chat. They're
You and
hilarious.
you and
All
Brenda
right,
have
yeah.
been
I'm
so
going
nice to
to
me
go. I gotta get ready. I'm walking in now,
and
back
having
to work,
me
back
come
to the
over to
grind, and
mods and
All right.
having me on the
studying,
panel
praying,
with
and
you
like I said,
guys.
I'm
It's
gonna do
been
my best
wonderful.
to try to break loose and get out there.
What's up, Anita? I
And I really
appreciate you
feel
calling.
lucky.
And again,
Oh
thank you
my
for all your
gosh.
help. You're a blessing.
Criminal
I'm sure we'll be in touch
Sociology,
again.
KB.
Well,
Hi, honey.
you're very welcome. God bless you, and
Nice
thank
to
you for
see you
everything
in
you
here.
do.
Anytime. You too.
All
God
right,
bless you,
All
take
right.
care.
Juanita.
Good night.
Bye.
And
Bye.
Juice.
South Juanita, man. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Man, she's been so helpful. I mean, you guys don't even know. You guys don't even know how helpful she's been. I mean, she's been helpful to not just me, to everybody. I mean, Alex,
So many.
man, maybe even 857 too. I don't know, but she's been highly helpful and she's willing to help anybody. I mean,
Yeah, it's been so
um,
nice. Good to
she's one
see
of a
you
kind.
too,
She really is.
sweetheart.
Much love to her.
Well, having you
And much love to all
in.
you guys. I mean, you guys have been more than enough helpful. I can't be thankful more, I couldn't be more thankful for all of the people that have been supporting the channel and just, being here for me. It's crazy. It is crazy, man. I'm so glad I started doing crime. Never would have thought in my life I would ever do crime, especially where I grew up. You know, Thankfully I made a good choice in my life to not be a part of the crime. And, because I grew up around a lot of gang members, where I grew up. I mean, I grew up in a blood neighborhood. So I chose a different route, though.
Good for you
Yeah,
too.
man. Shouts to Chad. Juanita
Good
says,
for
yeah, no,
you.
shouts to you, man, and Chad as well.
Good for you,
Hey, you
Juice.
too, Christine. Much love, Christine.
It's a
She says we love
wonderful
you. I love y'all
thing.
too, man. It's been one heck of a journey here, and I wouldn't trade it for a thing. Man,
This
I ain't
has
even
been
looking
a
at that video,
journey.
man, because when I got there, I couldn't believe these people
Journey
were
for
arresting me
Nikki.
that day.
That's the next thing I gotta do is try to
Sheesh,
get
court
some
in
kind
what,
of
6 hours from now, man.
phone
Crazy.
service plugged up so I can take
A
phone
little nervous,
calls.
but we'll be all right. It's the juice. Hello? It's the
Yes, you're
juice.
right, Garden State.
Good
She
morning.
absolutely is
Hey, good morning. How
phenomenal.
you doing?
Good. How are you? Let me turn this TV down.
Doing all right.
I
Doing
just
all
wanted to
right.
wish you good luck in court.
Yes,
Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah.
very much
I
so.
just
Good
heard
luck.
Juanita. Anything new?
As far as what, Nancy, or just
Yes.
case wise, there, no, nothing really new besides the new set of eyes that
I see
we've learned about.
JLR out there last night,
He was here last night.
yesterday.
I thought he just got here
Yesterday.
today.
Oh wait, was it today? Wait, today's Thursday, honey.
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday. Okay,
So
you're
he
right.
already
It was
got here
yesterday.
yesterday. No, no, no. I don't. Not, I'm not counting the new day because I've been up. But so he already got here. Then I didn't even know that. I thought he just got here. I didn't think he streamed
Yes,
here
he
yet.
was a couple
Really.
blocks from Nancy on some dirt road, honey.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jim was out here
Jim
streaming
was doing a
earlier,
Jim was
good
out.
job today.
Yep.
and
I
then
love his theory though, the way he said, put that rock in that note in that bag, and then put it in another bag and toss it out the window.
Yep.
yeah, we'll see what
I do
happens.
like
What did he
that.
say? October 11th or
But
something?
Mm-hmm.
it was the 12th and the 13th.
Oh,
Nah, we'll see what
Today's the
happens.
13th.
12 and
Today's the 13th. So
13.
he was out searching yesterday.
Yeah.
He didn't find anything.
That's crazy. Yeah, we'll
He did
see.
come across
I don't think
some
they're gonna do
bones
it, but
though.
I mean, I don't look past anything in this case, and you
Yeah,
never
he
know.
has court today. This
I
morning, I
know.
believe.
I'm like I'm I am so sick and tired of just hearing the same thing and not getting anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. You and me both.
Well, I
Nothing.
wanted to wish you good luck in court. That's a major plus.
Much love. I appreciate that. I truly do, and
All
thank you
right.
for
Well,
calling
I don't
too.
want to keep you awake. I know that you got to go to bed and get some sleep before you go.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I
All
am
right.
getting
Well,
there.
you have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Yeah, wasn't that weird? I saw that too. I thought Jim was
Shout out
really
to
good though. I
everybody. I
think he's
appreciate all you
very,
guys
very
wishing me luck
good.
today.
The way
Really
he whips
appreciate it.
through there with that motorcycle and stuff, it's amazing. And he's got good
Yeah, all
reflexes,
hopes.
good eyes, you
Man,
know.
God will be with me too. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. I got a good idea. It's gonna turn out just fine. Mark my words.
I think so too, Juice. I think so too.
Jim, the real deal. I know, man. Jim's been everywhere on that. He's been everywhere on that freaking what's that? The
Yes, he really is.
dirt bike, man. That dude's everywhere on that bike, man.
Jim's
It's the juice.
he's a
What's up, Bruce?
widower. Like I'm a widow.
Hello?
What's up,
Hey,
Bruce? How
dude.
you doing?
What's up, man? Hey, just wanted to hope everything goes well for you
I appreciate
in the
that.
court. I just got up a little bit a few minutes ago. I heard you talking to Juanita about court. So good luck to you, man.
Appreciate that. What you going to work?
Yeah, he is.
I'm not
His
working, man. I live over in the Philippines. So
daughter
Oh wow.
and
I'm just
grandkids,
here.
I
I'm just
think
here
they
visiting
live
family.
on the
I'm here
Oregon
visiting
coast.
family, man. That's all I'm doing right now.
He sent me
Wow.
a
Okay. I
message
was like, man,
before,
you
and
got
we've
up
talked
early,
about it.
4 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah. Well, I have to get up early so I can talk to my wife and stuff here pretty soon. So,
What time is it over there?
right, man.
What time is it over there? You said.
Oh, so let's see, what is it? 4:09. I'm up in Seattle, man.
Wow. Oh, so you're on the same time as me. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's 7:09 in the Philippines right now. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I call her. I used to call her by 8 o'clock, and then we talk for a little bit. I got to see. I want to see my kids too.
I hear that.
Before they go to bed.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'd be the same way.
But yeah, man, I just hope everything goes well for you, man.
I appreciate that.
I hate to see you in this. I hate to see this in this situation. I mean, I get it. It's been so a long while, but it just wish it would get solved and get over with, and
For real.
so you can move on with your life, man.
Man, tell me about it.
So
I'm hoping for the best myself, man. I really do. I appreciate you calling in too and just sharing that with me. Need
Yeah.
that.
yeah, man. Yeah, take care, brother. God
All
bless
right, Bruce.
you, brother.
Much love.
Bye-bye.
Much love, Bruce. I appreciate it. Yeah, even watching this video, guys, it's kind of like nerve-wracking watching this video.
Maybe that's why she was
Couldn't believe it.
calling me. We got sheriff already.
I think somebody was calling me right before I even, like right when I got there, somebody was calling me. I'm like, look, if you're gonna call, you want me to mute the stream to tell me something, like, I don't really want to do that. I was kind of overwhelmed with doing that because people get all angry.
Remember, we are
And I wish she would have just told me if that was what she was going to tell me.
live here. We are here to discuss the case and deliver any possible information that we have. And we're not here to, for me personally, hide anything from anybody. So just keep that in mind. And I gotta respect. We didn't know why she was here, so I figured I'd check. Flicker fade.
Yeah, can you take me off live?
Well, I'm just getting started here.
Can you take?
This is Juice.
This must have been a neighbor who called
Can you
us.
take me off live?
Well, I'm just getting.
Hey, can you get me up? Can you take me off live?
Well, I'm just getting started here, and I'm live. I just went live right now.
Lori, good to see you.
So
Thanks so
maybe
much for
shoot me a
tuning in.
message.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, she called unknown, and she's saying to take her off live. Guys, I'm gonna stop muting. I'm not gonna keep muting I mean, a lot of times when people ask me to mute, it's really not nothing that requires me to mute the thing that we all don't know already. So, if you got something to say, you don't want anybody to hear it, just feel free to text me. I'll respect that. But you got to remember, we are live here. We are here to discuss the case and deliver any possible information that we have.
It's nice to see you this morning, dear.
For me personally, hide anything from anybody. So just keep that in mind. And
This was the day I
respect.
went to jail, so I didn't
finally
want
got to figure out how to share
she was asking me to mute right away.
video
I
from
think she
somewhere
was in the
else,
neighborhood.
Bruce.
She was, I don't know
So I've been
how
working on
this
it for a
wasn't,
couple
but
hours
she sounded like she had
tonight.
shit, but she was trying to just get me the heads up.
And then
Like,
I
there was
just
nothing I
started sitting
would have
here
been able to do anyways.
chatting
I
and
wouldn't have made it out of there in time.
watching. And
A sheriff
Right
already
after
Yeah.
we hung up, they pulled up.
got here. I just got here.
And I'm just
Literally.
wishing Juice all the best today.
3 cops. I literally just got here. Let me make sure my
Sylvia,
slide is up here.
nice to see you, honey. And it's going. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. We're just watching Juice. I'm actually doing better than I was because I learned to share videos now and stuff. So I'm moving up in the world.
Big
Thank you,
welcome for you guys
Bruce.
tuning in. Good to see you guys in the chat. Big welcome, guys. Welcome, Tarsh here.
Nice to see you guys this morning.
The Juice. I go by the Juice on YouTube. Yeah. Why are you asking my name?
Oh.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting the same problems.
I just got here.
Public nuisance,
Okay.
okay? Hey, wait a minute. Sheriff's come by and I talked to him and said, well,
Yeah. I don't know.
I have no yeah, now,
Just feel like they're just harassing, you know?
Yeah.
you know it's not updated. So, yeah, I mean,
So it's funny because he asked my name. I didn't want to give him my name. I've already given him my name probably like 6-7 times at this point. And then he asked me if I'm Troy. What?
yeah, he came out and he's like, are you 857? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, you too.
Yeah.
You know you're not updated. So, yeah, I mean, if you guys think all about this, even 3 sheriffs out here, like, 2 hours. Yeah.
Well, this is the direction we're going.
I'm out of here. You guys
I understand that, but just give his 43 and we'll get going. All right, bro.
Why you're asking my name? They've already got my information several times, and you're not telling me why you're here. I don't know what's going on. You just came and he demanded my name. I'm so confused.
So
Glad to have
Right.
you here,
But
Sophia.
I don't know what's even going on.
Right now, we're going to be decided for the public, the public nuisance can't be here. Effective today.
Effective today, public nuisance that we can't be here. And under what law that is, he said?
I'll let you know what the statute is. That's what it is. Did you get a ride here or how did you get here?
Yeah, I always get dropped off.
All right, bro.
So is this a new law in place or something?
All right, man. You get me some.
I'm going to be cited for this.
Yeah, it's
Gosh.
not arrest. It's an M2.
The M2 misdemeanor.
Let's get your stuff together. Come with us, all right?
Get my stuff together and come with you guys.
Yeah, right.
What did I do wrong?
I just. All right. So,
But if he doesn't understand,
Can we request a supervisor? I'm not. You guys are making me super uncomfortable.
I'm not trying to do. I'm really not.
I don't know what I did wrong.
I told you.
but you're not
I'm
really.
coming with you guys. Where am I going? I'm getting put into jail.
Because you already said it before. So,
But they didn't tell me that I could not come back.
I understand that. Listen,
I was told that I was okay as long as I was not on the east. I'm not aware of anything that you guys.
I meant to say public, the roadway.
Mhm.
The,
Can I get a supervisor, please, before we move forward? Because I don't understand how I'm going to be arrested for something that
like
I'm
I
not.
said, I'm really trying to make this as
No, and I'm not gonna give you guys a hard time at all. You guys want me to go with you guys,
I know, Sylvia. Just terrible.
we're not gonna, we don't
so I'm not able to call for a ride and leave. Yeah, I can call my girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah, call, pick up your gear and
I didn't even go to sleep, Bruce.
Wow.
Took a nap, but
So you're gonna
I just
give me a
gotta
copy of the citation.
took
I'm excited. I'm
meds
not
and
going to jail. I'm straight.
never really laid back down. I wanted
so
to
how
try
the
to
hell
see
am I
what
going
I
to get a
could get,
copy
you
of the
know,
citation
going.
if I'm going to be in jail?
Oh gosh, Robin, it was so upsetting.
That's crazy. I wish you guys would have handled this a lot better.
Hi,
I didn't
Bruce.
understand
It just
that I
feels
would be
like,
arrested
you know,
coming out here and doing what we've been doing.
very
this entire
one-sided
time.
when it came, you know, especially juice. Just very one-sided.
Was your girl when I dropped him off?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess. You don't want to damage any of your equipment.
No, I know. I'm calling her right
That's
now.
all you're.
So he's not being arrested at all? Just me. So he's just being silent.
You feel well because I have not. Okay, I wasn't talking. I already had. Yeah. Okay, I've already had interaction. He said the officer.
But you guys, if you've never told him, it seemed that there could be a revision because you never let the man know the true information when you gave it to him the first time.
What amazes me is Alex got the charge, the
Here,
same charge,
honey,
and he
it's
wasn't even
4:19.
there. And he was
AM.
charged with this same crime, which kind of makes me wonder if I was going
If
to
you're
get
asking me,
charged
Sylvia.
with this, or I was going to be arrested at my home in front of my children like he was,
Gosh.
which is crazy because they charged him with the crime that he hadn't even committed, that they were waiting for us to commit, assuming that we were going to come back out there because he said that whatever he was charging me with was a
Oh yeah, because you're
day that I was
Seattle.
arrested, which is crazy. It doesn't even make any sense. I mean, that's just insane to me. It's so bothering even watching.
I
can't watch this
know.
anymore.
Garden State. Totally.
That's crazy. Imagine, and if they probably would have had
Oh,
to.
cool. That'd
I'm
be
not even
cool,
gonna lie, I
criminal.
mean,
Yeah.
They probably would have probably like needed like
So
4 officers. for me.
Swirsky would love that.
That little guy would have never been able to take me if I would have resisted arrest. And
Yes.
It probably wouldn't have went very
And
well.
can you
if I
imagine
did,
if it
so
would have
I'm
been in
glad I
front of
really
his
didn't,
kids?
and I just complied.
Come
I have high respect
on.
for officers. But being inferior safety is not a good
Do
feeling. I'm gonna
that.
tell you right now, it's
No.
not at all. Especially if you don't feel like you're really going to jail. Like it's one thing to
Yeah.
resist because you don't
It's
want to go to
4:20
jail.
right now.
But it's a whole nother ball game when you
Yeah,
feel like you're
really
not
good.
being taken to the Pima County Jail.
Really
I
good
really
guy.
didn't really feel like I was going to the jail. I thought they were taking me somewhere. nothing that he did that convinced me that he was really being trustworthy and true to what he was saying.
Right.
Not only that, the
How
guy
could
that
you
arrested
trust
me
them? They weren't
didn't
honest with
say
you the
really a
first
single
time.
word
It's
throughout the
7:21
process.
there.
Really,
Oh,
the
so you're
guy that
3
was
hours
speaking to me
ahead.
was
You're
the
like
gentleman
East
next
Coast
to the
time.
guy that's standing in front of me. And I
Garden
just, it's
State,
like I said,
duh,
I could
Nikki.
repeat this
Wake
more
up,
than a million
girlfriend.
times.
I'll get it
But
one
if
day.
somebody ever feels like they're in fear for their safety, I could truly understand how they
Oh,
really feel.
Bruce, that's so sweet.
Especially when you got a sheriff department full of corruption. It's really
Mhm.
difficult to just convince yourself, because these officers aren't going to do their duty for one, and they weren't really making any efforts to try to convince me that they were really just being honest and upfront and making me feel safe as a public servant. You would think that they would do that, not just be there to do a job that they, quote unquote, don't want to do. They were forced to do it. But I feel for anybody who's really truly in fear of an officer harming them in some type of way. It's a quick decision. Everything's happening so fast, so it's a quick decision you have to make within yourself. Do I fight with these dudes?
You can't find her channel, honey.
Do I comply?
It's
Should I go with them? Because this might be my last day here.
Sikorsky
I don't know why I
23.
was thinking that way. Probably just because
It should be
everything that's been going on. I
Sikorsky,
thought it
and
was
then
my
there's
last day
23
breathing,
after it,
literally.
honey.
That was just the worst feeling I would never
That
want
may
to
be why you
experience
can't
again.
find it.
I just don't trust the sheriff department. I don't, and that's sad. To have to not be. I'm not even somebody who gets in trouble a lot or has been to jail that many times. That's sad coming from me. To not. I mean, I believe in them enough for them to do the right thing when it comes to taking people to jail. For some reason, that day I didn't.
Oh, good
But that's
morning,
sad for anybody to
Josie
say
and
that
TN.
about the Pima County Sheriff's
Oh,
Department, that they're in
good
fear,
morning, sweetheart.
there's not only their safety, but the fact that they would harm somebody or hurt somebody over a crime case.
Juice has got court today, so
Maybe it's just my mind messing with me. But I just can't imagine what these guys have done behind the scenes.
terrible.
I feel bad for anybody who's been harmed by Pima County Sheriff in any way, especially the dude that was just recently paralyzed.
Oh gosh.
Because they didn't do the necessary work to, see whether or not that this call was a legitimate call. Mind you, the guy that got paralyzed warned them before they even got to his house. Sad. It's just sad.
Super sad.
But I think my judgment is usually right, so I usually go with my gut.
Good.
My gut was these dudes are like corrupted. They would do some dirty stuff behind the scenes.
Yep.
Lo and behold, we got a guy with a lawsuit because he was shot, damn near killed. Because
And there was one killed or one
a false police
passed
report.
away, last week in the jail?
And to come to find out, they're acting due to the fact
I
that
knew you
call high
were.
volume-
Josie in
high volume
Tennessee.
calls.
Now I know for sure.
They're not even really taking the right necessary approach.
Good. Now I know.
To not only see if they're just
Kind of
simply
thought it was
legitimate,
Tennessee, but I'm just glad you told me.
to inform these people to slow down on calling. Because not only has it been the same people who called over and over again, but it's people also in a whole nother state, sometimes countries. Sad.
On
Come
those
to find out, Sheriff Nanos is lying.
Those
It's not even
FOIAs, yeah.
The majority of the people that are calling, he referred to
Josie in
the amount
Tennessee.
of calls that they had in the neighborhood was 50 in the last year. And in all reality, that didn't even apply, considering no one in the neighborhood really even called to report us. It was people that didn't even live there trolling, and people that were sticking up for Alex.
I hope they do too, honey.
It's sad.
Sylvia,
And
I
I would
hope
love
they do.
to be honest, we need to pull the calls that happened on this day that 857 and I were arrested.
You really
I would love
do.
to see what those calls were like. So
That would be a great
maybe we need to
idea.
do a FOIA request on this very day. What day was this?
Fellow citizen.
That'd be a great idea, though.
I don't think anybody's ever thought to do a FOIA request on this day.
Mm-mm.
I think this was the 8th. Wasn't this the 8th? This was. I'm gonna write this down. I want to get a FOIA report on this day for all the calls.
Mm-hmm. What's the date, Juice?
This was. Oh, February. No.
No.
February. That's way too long.
We should be in July, beginning, end of June.
Date not showing up. I should know what date this is too. That's
Should be June sometime.
January 8th. It was. June 8th.
There you
It
go.
was. Okay, I was right.
June.
She has one of the calls. She has the call of the person who called in and reported me that day. She doesn't have the calls that occurred on this day, and maybe it's just that one.
No, I bet you it was more
South
than
Pretty
one.
Little Clues pulling that up,
I'd be surprised if it was only one.
but I don't think she has. If there were any other calls, I'm assuming that there are.
Oh,
There might not
gosh.
be.
Mm-hmm.
I think for hers, it was the calls that were.
911, raise your emergency.
Yeah, it was the 911 audio for the citation that I received that day. But as far as calls, I don't think that was.
I'd like to report a road hazard, please.
I don't think she requested
Okay,
all the
what's
calls.
Good.
street?
I'm glad you found her. Huh?
It is on. Okay. And what's going on there? There are a couple of camping chairs and an individual with a tripod on the asphalt part of the road as a road hazard, and we have been told to continue to report those for safety. Okay. How many individuals on the road? It looks like one individual, male, African American, tall, slender, with 2 camping chairs, a tripod, a battery, all kinds of gear. Okay. One of those YouTube people. Okay.
No, Robin, you're good. I called too.
And they're like in the road on the asphalt? They're on the asphalt, like between the partway in the easement, partway in the asphalt, and also like the tripod is sticking out. So if you're turning in and off, it's challenging to see around, and you don't want people to get hit. Okay. Okay, can I get your name? And is this a good phone number for you? Yes, it is. Okay. Would you like a deputy to give you contact afterwards? Yeah, that would be fine. Thank
June
you.
4th,
Okay. Can I get your last name for records purposes?
2026.
Okay. I will have a deputy go check on it, okay? And then they... Okay, and can you give me the last 3 of the case ID, please? Yes, ma'am. Let me see. The last 3 of the case ID is 237. 237. Perfect. Thank you. I will look forward to connecting with the deputy a little later. Of course. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah, this was the call that led up to it. I think that was the lady on the hill. I want to say that's the Levy lady. I'm not 100% sure if it was or not, but it sounds like
B.
it is. I
Devin
don't know what it
Life.
sounds like, but
Hi.
I'm just taking a guess.
Yeah, it's a Juice's
That
lie
is.
right now. He's got court today.
Not too sure.
Nice to
Pittsburgh,
have you here.
Nurse Good to See says I can't see past the tripod so large. Yeah, and obstructing that high traffic area. Isn't that crazy? The stupid stuff these people come up with, like, that just doesn't even make any sense. It's dumb. It's dumb. And why would it bother you from your house or you passing by?
Thank you for being here.
avoid objects all the time in roads, or avoid things on roads when we drive all the time. What, you gonna report that to?
Right.
I don't get it. Just call the police and
It's
report
reduced
something
today,
that's
yes.
making you go around something like construction, for instance. I mean, it's just the dumbest thing. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
What type of hearing is today? Today's a case management conference. So
I'm
this
sorry.
is probably going to determine what they want to do moving forward. So I'll know whether or not, they're going to dismiss it or they're going to put these
Case
charges against them. The
conference.
fact that they haven't dismissed it yet is kind of making me nervous, but
Gosh.
I don't know. I hope it's just going to be dismissed. One of the people that been trolling said that they're going to, that they requested to be there. So we'll see if they're actually going to show up. They didn't show up the last time, so we'll see if they show up this time. They approved it because I didn't respond in time. Pretty much trying to verify with me that I was okay with them coming and live streaming it.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure you guys know who it is. They're one of the people that are always talking about JLR over and over and over and over again. So we'll see if he's present during the court session tomorrow.
Not gonna allow a follow.
Guys, I wanted to finish the interview that Officer Tatum did. However, I know it's getting fairly late. Hold on, I want to see what this is real quick before I end the live here. Real quick.
Compressed and blurry, which is what we were shown, you might realize that he's kind of a bit broad. Take a look at this. Oh.
Pause. I put my life on this. My life, my kid's life. This is not the evidence, picture, video footage from the court. I was there. I watched it. I watched the prosecution move to enter it into evidence. It was admissible into evidence. The judge permitted it. The defense did not object to it. No one argued that this was enhanced or anything was afoot.
Respect
This
for
was
Jews.
authentic video, verified and accepted by both the prosecution and defense.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I have attempted to say certain things in an attempt to get Candace to not believe people who are not trustworthy to send her stuff.
Mm.
Now, she played this on her show, and
Candace is very successful.
it's unbelievable.
Yes.
I want y'all to watch this clip rolling.
The first thing I'm going to show you from that parking garage is what this person looks like, because if it was less compressed and blurry, which is what we were shown, you might realize that he's kind of a bit broad. Take a look at this.
Of law to show more than a possibility that someone else may be killed by defendant's conduct.
Okay, this is about Tyler Robertson. Okay, I thought this was about the Nola Wells case. I was like, what is Tatum showing? Okay, never mind.
Yes,
So
she
we
is.
didn't really miss nothing. Tatum's talking about something else. All right, cool. So we didn't get to finish the entire little interaction that they had with the lawyer, but I don't think we missed much by ending it. So, anyways, I think we've pretty much covered what we needed to cover today for the most part here. I will be live tomorrow. I'm going to try to go live. I'm going to ask the court if I can live stream the court. I don't think they're probably going to let me do that, even though somebody else, I would assume they would let me if they let somebody else, if they've agreed to letting somebody else come and film the court. I don't see why they wouldn't let me come in and film it. However, I doubt that they're going to. There's always something weird about, I don't know. I'm not even going to get my hopes up, but I would like to. But I will probably live stream before I actually go in the court. That's the goal tomorrow. So hopefully I'm able to do that tomorrow. Anywho, on that note, guys, wish me luck. I'm hoping for the best outcome. Pray for me if you guys.
Hi, honey.
I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I do know that I'll know what's going to what the courts want to do moving forward. I'm hoping it isn't, trying to, put these charges or trying to, make these charges stand. That's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so angry if these charges stand tomorrow. I know that.
They're not. They're
Super
not.
angry.
You have to think positive. They're not. They're not
Hold
going
on,
to stand.
I'm trying to pull something up here.
They're not going to stand, Juice.
But anyway, I'm gonna be super angry if these charges stand tomorrow. I'm really hoping and praying for the best outcome. I don't think it is. I just have a good feeling that everything's gonna be good. Thank you guys for being
Keep
with
your
me through
good
it all.
feeling.
I appreciate it. And regardless, nothing's gonna stop us from doing what we're doing. And I hope they get Sheriff Nanos up out of there, because this has been a lot, and it's been a headache with everything going on, and it's still not over yet. We still got a whole lot more to do, even with these, even if at this point everything's dismissed. We got one dismissed, one more to go. I'm hoping for the best outcome. I really am. Much love to you guys all. God bless you guys all. Hope everybody has a decent night. I'll see you guys in the morning, probably in the next 4 or to 5 hours here. Much love, guys. Till next time, it's your boy, the Juice. I'll see y'all next time, folks.
Good luck, Juice.
Peace.
What a nice person.
Same old story, same old talk. If your skin says you don't belong,
Yeah, I have a good feeling for him too.
But the fences don't define us, and the fear they feel will blind us. Every face they try to hide still stands right here tonight. Keep us out, keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Hey. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Names get tossed like stones from a driveway built on loans. They pointed brown hands first, then pretend they don't rehearse. But the steps on every street carry more than whitewashed dreams. We belong where we stand. No permission in our hands.
It's I like this sketchy.
When the pattern keeps on showing, every wall they build in pride makes the truth come back alive. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out.
No, he may not.
We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down.
CJ the cat, hi.
Let it crack, let it show. Every lie they try to go.
Roman Benta, he's
The voices rise till the whole thing can't disguise. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. We know what that is about. Keep us out, keep us out. We won't bow down. Keep us out, keep us out. Keep us out. Your fear won't right the route. Keep us out,
keep us on.
we won't bow down.
Oh, that's so cool. I was practicing because, I can't do some things. So I needed to practice bringing in You know, like things that I want to watch or show you guys. Like this one. Let's see if I can do it again. Gosh, I hope I can. Let's see if I can do it again. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Let's see. We'll do. Let's see. We'll do. Let's do. Okay. This is the one. Okay, so this is the one, you guys. This is the one.
To the point, okay? I get home, I get back to my computer, and I see a message from a gentleman named, and he really wanted me to take a look at this picture that I'm showing you right here. When I noticed what he was pointing out, let me just say that I wish I had seen his message a lot sooner. Of course, I was gone for 5 days, didn't have much time to do anything. So I quickly opened the official Porch Guy video, you know, just to fact check that what he was sending me was really in that video. So I scrubbed to the section that he was showing me, and I kind of froze. It was legit. I sat there in a very distinguished position for quite some time, okay? Was I looking at a damn star?
Thank you so much.
A freaking logo? Now, you yourself might be in the same distinguished position yourself right now. I do understand that this is not something completely new, because people in the past have commented on a star being on that sweater before, but I just keep forgetting to check it out. And if you must know, I am easily distracted, okay? Now, in my defense, people have been known to say a lot of nutty things that are baseless. But with this, I did mean to analyze this one, but it just kept slipping my mind. Just have a look for yourself, okay? That is no artifact.
Yes.
Camera, no IR lasers playing tricks on us. It's
This is the one I wanted to show last night.
Sweater. A star.
And I didn't know how to go and get them and
so real
all that
quick,
stuff, but I do now.
I would like to apologize to everyone that may have tried to point this thing out to me in the past, because you are right. That is 100%, to me at least, a logo. So thank you, okay, for finally getting through this piece of information to me, which I am ashamed now that I personally overlooked something like that for this long. There's a damn star on the Porch Guy's sweater, okay? We're gonna go over why this is really important. Not only will it make it easier to identify that particular sweater, but the possibility that it now might make sense why Nano said that there were two videos. Because if we look back, and I've scrubbed back and forth, and as had already told me, but of course I have to see it for myself, I could not find that star on the first half of the Porch Guy video. So now, do we have to question, is it even the same video that we have been watching for the past 6 months, or are they two separate videos? Let me try my best to make sense of this madness. So let's go back to that solitary image in which we feel we proved was from another night, from this cactus plant that is not yet wilted. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm
Guys
talking
got
about,
it
I'm talking
okay in
about
the
the
chat?
video we made called Nature. And as you can see, there seems to be no logo to be seen on that zipper sweater this figure is wearing. However, we must point out the fact that the porch guy's mask, we also can't see his mouth or his eye holes.
Mm-hmm.
So a missing star on the
Okay,
sweater
honey. Thanks,
might not be out of
Kaylee.
the question, meaning it could be there. So
Thank
just
you,
keep
honey.
that in mind, okay? So in the official crotch
Okay,
holster
thank
guy
you,
video,
Robin.
okay, he
Thanks,
steps
you
onto
guys.
the
Thanks,
porch
Sylvia.
and messes
Thank you
with
all.
Nancy's camera. No logo to be seen on that left breast. I think we could agree on that,
Yeah.
but since we believe it's a different night, then there's 2 different nights at this point so far of our thinking, right? So here's where the video tells us to go F ourselves, so to speak, of course. He goes to pick up some shrubs and he starts to head back, okay? This is the very last frame before this section of the video ends. No logo, right? Okay. The continuation is missing, okay? We never see the porch guy walk back to the camera. Instead, it jumps to the porch guy smothering the Nest camera with what we, of course, believe are the same shrubs we just saw him pick up. And then, bam! Not just yet, numbnuts. Where in the world did that logo
I never heard one say
no
that.
sign of it from any other frame that I could find, at least. So there's still a huge part of me that still contended that the porch guy, when he's
Hi,
building a
Misty.
nest on a nest, cannot
How are you
actually
doing?
be a separate video, because for us to believe
I
that,
learned how to put
after seeing
videos
the
on
porch
my
guy clearly ripping some
my life
foliage
now,
from the
so
ground
I'm not
and
all
walking
the way
it
a
back,
dense anymore.
well, we kind of have to believe
Just practice,
that
practice,
he had to
practice.
have ripped foliage out on another night now, all while wearing a very similar sweater as well. Are we supposed to believe
This
that
is what I
the
wanted.
porch
This is
guy
what I was trying to show
was
last
on
night
Nancy's
with the
property
sweater
even
or
on
the
a third
sweatshirt.
night? Because let's count, okay? There's a solitary image of him being at her walkway, at least. That would count as one night, okay? There's a main porch guy clip when the cactus is wilted, being at least a week later, okay? And now there's a logo on his sweater on the foliage clip. How many dry runs does this guy need? Now, any rational mind is going to want a rational answer for this anomaly, I believe, right? So I went back into my distinguished position and I looked hard at that screenshot, of that ghastly logo. I had a thought that this is what Tricky Dick
It's
Nanos
either like
was alluding to, okay? That there are 2 videos. But I had to fight against that as well, because my better judgment is that
it's
Nanos
just-
doesn't allude to anything in the
Okay,
Nancy
see you,
Guthrie
Michelle.
case. So I had to keep rationalizing. And rest assured, ladies and gentlemen, even on the brink of insanity, I think I can make sense of it. So allow me to show you, and I would love to hear what you guys think, okay, after, okay? So I stared at that logo, which we will get into in a bit, what I think it might be. So I noticed there seems to be a major shift in that jacket he is wearing, because just look at these folds and these creases. It seems to have gotten extremely bunched up even around the neck area, which makes me think that somewhere between the final frame of him picking up the shrubs to the first frame of the shrubs section of the video, because like many of us have surely noticed, the porch guy's backpack is lopsided. It looks perilously close to falling off. So the simple answer is the porch guy might have finally adjusted his backpack, which simple answer, right? Which also can explain why he even picked up the shrubs in this manner, because of how that backpack was sitting on him. So I would wager that in the lost section of the video, the porch guy does what we all would do with a backpack like that. And I have this high quality demonstration for you.
Adjusted.
What do you do when you feel that your backpack is a little lopsided, or you need to adjust it, right? You go like that, right? My logo came up. If you can see, did that look convincing? So you would do that number, right? And your logo would come out to adjust your backpack. And now you're messing with the camera. He's something at like around this distance. Okay. Now the star is out. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Look at the way this sweater folds, because it's a little baggy on me, just like that sweater is kind of baggy on him. If you don't believe me, he has his pockets stuffed with something to the brim. If you didn't see this logo before, now you do. And I think I proved the point. I hope. What in the world is wrong with this case? Why are the things that we find just not cut and dry? Which I will admit, of course, adds to the fascination of why this case is still intriguing for us, the public. But just as frustrating at the same time. That logo, guys, is extremely important in pinpointing the exact sweater he was wearing.
Yes.
On the off chance
that
if we know the exact brand, we could trace it back to a store, of whoever purchased it in a certain area, in a certain time frame, which I will say is a long shot, but is better than what we have so far. So what could that logo possibly be, right? The first thing that jumped right out at me is that it sure looked like a Dallas Cowboys sweater, okay? One of the countless variations of fleece, full zippered, left-breasted logo sweaters, in which I will admit I couldn't find the exact one I would say that checked off all the boxes design-wise. What if I showed you this one? You might have to admit, that's really close. Let's just say, okay, if this guy is 5'9", to 5'10", and if we are guessing that this is a Dallas Cowboys sweater, I think that is an extra large because of just the way the chest area bunched up.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm so glad you came in.
Dark navy
Thank you.
blue.
Thank you for the pink heart.
Because that's the Dallas Cowboys.
That's very sweet of you, honey.
And then you add in that it
yeah, have a great day with you and your kids.
Fleece with a high standing collar, for wind protection. Now that's only to say, if you believe that it is a Dallas Cowboys star logo there, because at the same time, a star, kind of generic, I would consider that kind of logo can be used by many apparel brands. If you'd like to think outside the box and suggest another brand that might fit what we're looking at here, then by all means, I would love to see what you guys come up with, because at one point I was toying with the idea that it might be, an American Eagle logo. It didn't have to be a star. It just looks like one, sort of, but if it was an American Eagle logo, that eagle would have no legs. So again, someone in King County, someone in the Tucson area might know somebody that likes the Cowboys. But I would also say that that's a pretty dumb sweater to choose for a caper like this, where you might be caught on camera. I'm just going to leave that at that, okay? What I presented here, please, I want you guys to mull over this, because you guys are going to come up with something pretty good, I think. So I will end this video by mentioning that, okay, he also has an alternate angle to the one that I just presented to you. And I'm sure that many of you out there are probably thinking along the same lines. So I'm going to leave it up to, okay, if he wants to share in the comment section, then I'd be happy to pin it for you. If you choose to do so. I don't want to just throw out your theory without your permission. And my name is Monks. Now go protect the ones that you love, and don't you ever forget to love the ones that protect you.
Kitty. What a cute cat. Oh my goodness. That is too cute. Oh. Yes, he is so interesting. That is for sure. But I really wanted to show that to you guys. Oh, let's just go right here. These are my little pomegranates. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, my little pomegranates. It's so good. Okay, let me see if there's. I think was. I think that's. Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything else that we need to take a look at. If if any of us missed anything, I'm just trying to see, go through the motions. Okay. Oh yeah. Yes, please.
whatsoever, as long as it's not predicated upon some racial exclusionary ground. And that's how this will unfold as they ultimately try to, prosecutors in the defense with the court, select 12 jurors, who will hear this case, and probably about 4 to 6 alternates, because you want those people in place in case the trial goes on, and it's expected to last a couple months.
Yeah. Joey, given that news,
I think so.
Suge Knight and even Sean Diddy Combs potentially testifying.
I think so.
I remember watching an interview back in the 90s when Suge Knight was asked about this. He said something to the effect of, I know who killed Tupac, but I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, but why?
Involvement in this incident. Do you think they actually will get called to the stand by the prosecution?
So in the event, Boris, that they get called to the stand, they certainly do not have to be cooperative. I wouldn't expect and anticipate they would be cooperative. Suge Knight, being the person who was injured, as you noted at the outset, apparently a bullet grazing his head. He said very colorfully that he doesn't have much to say. I won't repeat what he actually did say in that regard, so I wouldn't suspect that he would say much. I don't think you're going to get anything else from Mr. Combs. And I think, to be clear, the all-star witness here, if you can believe it, the pivotal witness is Mr. Davis himself. And so prosecutors are going to try to string together his prior statements, what's in the public domain about him, in order to build their case by suggesting that he, in fact, gave a confession. Mr. Davis did. Prosecutors will argue as to him being involved in this case and him knowing all about the case.
There's a bunch involved.
Actual co-conspirator in this
And there's a few people involved. A couple might be gone now, because it's 30 years later. But I believe that there's a few people. I believe that there was. It was set up to be an assassination
not guilty, and legal
of him.
said that his defense, they try to show that past statements are false.
They said 30 years ago, got money for war, can't be before. That's still relevant. That's still active, relevant, current statement today. And he has a lot of wisdom in his music.
It's been nearly 30 years since the murder of one of the most.
Oh, Bruce, that's so sweet. Thank you. That is so sweet.
Today, jury selection begins in the trial against the only person ever charged in his death, Dwayne Davis, who goes by the name PPD.
Oh, I hope I get there, you guys.
But rather orchestrating the whole thing. He was arrested back in 2023. Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting near the Las Vegas Strip on September 7, 1996. And Davis is one of the only people still alive who was at the scene of the crime. The other person being
There's a
Suge
few
Knight.
more.
He's serving a 28-year prison sentence in another
There's a
case.
few more that are still
So
out.
today, that moment in history returns to the spotlight.
So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in Las Vegas history.
Oh yeah? Like recent?
You just can't stop talking, can you?
1997. I ain't worried about it.
So joining me now, former federal prosecutor Elise Adamson. Welcome back. Okay, it's been a long time coming because Keefe D's been running his mouth the entire time. I mean,
Gosh.
to be honest, he's been very candid about what has happened. I want to play an example from when he was talking about this publicly.
You said the shots came from
I know, Jamie.
Big Dre, Orlando. Who shot Tupac?
Keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro. Hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next?
When he was came, I ain't gonna go into details like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you got it in a book.
30
He wrote
years.
the book, and then he said a ghostwriter wrote the book, and so he distanced himself from comments there. Is all of this just going to come up in the trial? Like, can they build a
Yes.
trial based on everything he said publicly?
Oh, Audie, absolutely.
Yeah.
This entire trial is brought compliments of the defendant himself, Mr. Davis, because had he not run his mouth, as you just said, and wrote the book and gone
Yeah.
on all of these podcasts, the government wouldn't have enough evidence in this case.
Nope.
This entire case, the linchpin of this case, is the defendant's own confession, which was what makes this so interesting, because the prosecution essentially has to prove to the jury that Mr. Davis can be believed, that everything he said can be corroborated, because they really don't have anything else at this point.
One of the things they talked about was him speaking to investigators in, quote, a proffer. You'll probably explain what that is, back in 2008. And in the interview, he said Tupac had assaulted his nephew. And so that Davis says he got his nephew a gun, who then went on to shoot Tupac. And so he basically is talking about a motive and talking about the gunman. And then you mentioned witness,
Yep,
Suge
Jamie.
Knight, but he's behind bars. Can they get Suge on the stand?
Yes.
Well, they want to get Suge on the stand. He's on the prosecution's witness list, but he's already indicated that he's going to refuse to testify. So we're going to have to see
Hostile
what
witness.
happens there. The proffer you mentioned, let's talk about that. So a proffer session, usually it's kind of an off-the-record conversation you have with authorities, and what authorities promise in exchange for information is that they're not going to prosecute you for anything you say in that room. But here's the important part, Audie, that Mr. Davis did not understand. That meant they couldn't prosecute him for things he said in that room during that session. People don't typically leave a proffer session and then write a tell-all book. And so he opened the door, that is something we say in trial, to all of this by then writing the book. And actually now they fought in court. Some of what he said in the proffer section might come out in the trial. So it's seeing the light
So the
of
minute
day.
he started to talk more, everything he said in that room became like, well, wait a second, we got to double check.
That's right.
Nearly 30 years after one of hip-hop's most influential artists was killed,
30
the long-awaited
years.
trial for the murder of Tupac Shakur is finally
Damn,
getting underway. The
it's that
jury
time
selection beginning
gone.
today. Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas in 1996 at the height of his career. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is the only person ever charged in connection with his death. He was pleaded not guilty to one count of murder with the use of a deadly weapon. Davis is not accused, though, of pulling the trigger. Rather, prosecutors say he helped orchestrate the shooting. Tupac Shakur was riding in a BMW with Death Row Records co-founder Suge Knight when a white Cadillac pulled up alongside them and opened fire. Knight is on the prosecution's witness list and could be called to testify. Davis was arrested in 2023. Joining me now, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson. There's a lot going on with this case because Dwayne Keefe D., that was his nickname, Davis, has said during police interviews and in a 2019 memoir that he was in the car during this time and admitted that he helped plan this thing. So he's pleaded not guilty, saying, nah, what I said then is not what I said now. But the police also...
I know.
And they gave him immunity, saying, all right, we won't prosecute you, but you've got to tell us what's going on. So give us some sense of how all this might.
It's hard to believe that much time has gone
According
by.
to you, and that's going to be compelling. How many times have we had discussions about defendants and whether they'll testify? He's going to testify. What I mean by that is he won't testify as a criminal defendant, but you're going to hear chapter and verse from him. How? It goes to what you were asking. Number one, you're going to hear this 2008 statement that he made to police. Now, this was what's called a proffer session. What does that mean? It means you're given immunity, and police say, "Hey, come in and you talk
to
us
turn
about
over
whatever
evidence."
he used against you." At the time, he was facing a federal drug charge that put him in jail for life. So he was told everything with respect to what he knew. He talked about his nephew. He talked about, apparently, the fight that his nephew had with Tupac earlier at the hotel. He talked about the whole drive up and how he was in the front seat as a passenger. His nephew was in the back seat. He handed him the gun after he procured the gun. His nephew pulled the trigger. He told him everything. Now, that wasn't supposed to go anywhere with regard to being used against him later on. How does it come in, Sarah? It comes in because he's been out there after that 2008 interview talking about it, right? He's been certainly, there were podcasts about it. He's been talking to the media about it. He wrote a book about it. So the judge said, "Hey, defense, you want this out? I'm letting it in." Your client effectively waived that. Now, that's not the end of the story, though.
I hope I can do it, guys. I hope I can get there
Built into this 2008
and
story,
report something.
rumor out there about the fact that he was talking. He figured he'd get notoriety. He'd sell some books on it. This is not what he really did. It was bravado. It's complete fabrication.
Oh, yes. Badass crime. You bet, honey. Good luck.
And lively and credible to the
Pre-K. It's awesome.
I'm going to have you put on your sort of 90s hat, 90s kid hat, as well as your attorney hat. Give us some sense of the significance of this case, because for 30 years, people have been talking about this case.
Good luck to all your babies for school. That's everybody in the chat that's got their babies
In the
today.
death of Tupac Shakur, who was at the time the most famous rapper, perhaps in.
Sure, I am badass. I've been practicing, and Mustang, a bunch of people hung out with me for hours while I just kept practicing.
There's no question about it. And, to think about the fact that
I wanted to be able to do more, and not have to ask all the time. It was time for me to get it together. I'm sure there's stuff I'm going to have to ask,
Questioning of the jury with respect to what they knew about the 90s, how they felt about Tupac, right? Whether they have any biases associated with that, because it's been a long time.
I think they're going to be able to find jury. I think they're going to be able to find juries.
People who just want accountability, all that will be vetted through the jury. However, when you look and examine it, right, we go
30 years
you have
old.
this statement, so we finally get justice for Tupac.
Vegas has a lot of retired people, so I think they can find them.
Right? They're going to make arguments as to where the other witnesses, where's your DNA evidence, where are your forensics, and so it's going to be a true battle between the two. And I think the way you get to a right place is by vetting.
Sure, I will.
Ask them questions about
You know how much I love
ask them
kids.
about their feelings. To ask them about
All my kids will tell you how much, my grandkids will tell you I love kids so much. I might let them run amok though. Just kidding, Bruce.
We'll wait and see, but this is going to be widely watched because
Thank you,
there are
badass.
still
Thank
films
you.
about what happened in 1996 to Tupac Shakur and who was really behind it. We may never know, but this might.
Oh, I think we will. If he gets up there and does the right thing.
Nearly 30 years after one of hip-hop's most influential artists was killed, the long-awaited trial for the murder of Tupac Shakur finally getting underway today with jury selection. Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas in 1996 at the height of his career. Dwayne Davis is the only person that's ever been charged in connection with
Yeah,
this.
Sylvia, we lived there at the time.
With the use of a deadly weapon.
My husband was at the
He's not accused
fight.
of being the person who actually pulled the trigger. Rather, prosecutors say he helped orchestrate the shooting.
Our daughter was at the vigil at the hospital. Like,
Going into this trial.
yeah, it just feels like I need to do it. You know what I mean?
Almost.
Why do you
We're
say
almost there.
Why do you say that?
Well, the guy said he did it. He said he did it. Rhodey did it, or was part of what happened there, and now he's saying he didn't. So
Oh,
we'll see in the course. I don't know.
Our Nick Watt is watching all of this and gives us a sense of what we can expect from
yeah.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Dwayne.
This is exactly where it gets picked up, you guys, in Vegas.
Was arrested 3 years ago.
So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in Vegas history.
Okay, so
Shooting, the killing of Tupac Shakur at a stoplight in Vegas late one night after a Mike Tyson fight nearly 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Back then, many thought Tupac's death was down to the East Coast, West Coast rap rivalry that had flared up in the early 90s. Just 3 months before he was killed, Tupac released Hit 'Em
That's
Up,
right,
dissing,
Jamie.
threatening his friend turned rival Biggie Smalls and
Ugh.
other East Coast rappers.
West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I your wife. We bust on bad boys for life.
Biggie was gunned down and killed 6 months after Tupac. No one has ever been charged with his murder. But here's what prosecutors will argue at Keefe D's trial that starts this week, detailed by a homicide detective just after Dwayne Davis, Keefe D's arrest.
As we all know, Tupac Shakur,
yes,
artist who was signed
Josie,
to Death Row
yes.
Records. And that Death Row
East Coast,
Records
West Coast
and CEO, Mary
crud.
Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the
Because it
Mafia
was
Group,
Diddy,
Criminal
you
Street
know,
Gangs, and that they had an
against Suge.
ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips.
Members of both gangs were, say police, at the Tyson fight in the MGM Grand that night. And afterwards, in the lobby, Tupac, Knight, and others spotted Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson, and beat him up.
Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately lead.
But they're
to
not
the
telling you
shooting
why
of
that happened.
Tupac Shakur.
It happened
Davis
because
began to
someone's
devise a
chain
plan
got, he took somebody's chain.
against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for
That
what
was, it was a death row chain,
against Mr. Anderson.
and supposedly he had taken,
Two other men allegedly got into a white Cadillac and followed Knight and Tupac, who were in a black BMW
Tupac.
to a club. Investigators allege it was Anderson who actually pulled the trigger.
Were you involved in any way in the death of Tupac Shakur?
No, I was not involved.
Look at his
Shot and
half
killed
smile.
8 months after that interview with CNN, Keefe D is the only man who was in that white Cadillac who is still alive. He's now 63. No one says he pulled the trigger, but he was, they say, the shot caller. And under Nevada law, he can still be charged.
That's cool. Doing good.
The first few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward.
His own words, say investigators, were Keefe D's undoing.
Specifically, Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide investigation that he provided to numerous different media outlets.
He described the moment, he says, he handed Anderson, who he calls Lane, a gun while riding in the white Cadillac. It's in audio featured in the documentary Murder Rap, inside the Biggie and Tupac murders.
I gave it to Dre, and Dre was like, no. And Lane was like, dude, Bob.
But in July, Keefe D.
See how much he
denied
talked?
being
He just
involved.
talk.
Telling a Las Vegas news station he wasn't even in Nevada when Tupac was killed. Suge Knight is also still alive, right now serving 28 years for manslaughter in an unrelated case. He's on the prosecution's witness list.
I ain't worried about it.
That's a great idea.
Well, I mean, that's what court's for, right?
Tupac died 6 days after he was shot. Now, nearly 30 years later, Keefe D gets his day in court.
Nick Watt, CNN, Los Angeles.
I'll be
The
darned.
long-awaited and much talked about trial for the murder of Tupac Shakur is finally getting underway in a Las Vegas courtroom. Jury selection set to begin this morning in just a bit of time here. Tupac Shakur was killed in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas nearly 30 years ago at the height of his career. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis is the only person ever charged in connection with his death. He has pleaded not guilty to one count of murder with the use of a deadly weapon. Now, Davis, who was arrested in 2023, is not actually being accused of pulling the trigger. He's not considered the gunman. Rather, prosecutors say he helped orchestrate the shooting, providing the gun to the gunman. Davis, as we mentioned, pleading not guilty now.
So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in
Hi, Norma.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like recent?
September 7th, 1996. I ain't worried about it.
Joining me now, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney Joey Jackson. That is one of the examples, before we get into this, one of the examples is whatever you say to the police can be recorded and used if you're read your Fifth Amendment rights. But before all that, they can use this if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
Oh, without question, Sarah, good morning to you. And interestingly enough, in this case, he is the best witness. He is the star witness in the case. Why? Because of the various statements that he's made regarding the case. You know, it's going to turn a lot on this 2008 proffer session that he had with law enforcement. What is a proffer session?
It doesn't hold up.
You usually go into those and law enforcement asks you questions, prosecutors do, and it doesn't see the light of day. You're given immunity. But in this instance, the argument is that he waived that immunity because he's made so many public statements with regard to his
yes.
not only on podcasts and other areas of
Books.
media. He's written a book with regard to that. And so the defense said, no, we don't want to let this in. But the judge said it can be let in and it will be let in. And it's important, Sarah, because what he said to the police, they're going to argue, prosecutors, that it corroborates his involvement and it corroborates his guilt. And
I don't know. Who is it?
They didn't say he pulled the trigger.
Who's his favorite
but you
artist?
have to establish that, just that you aided, you abetted, you counseled, you encouraged, and that's what
Tupac.
Look, the other people who were under suspicion,
ID Hudson,
was his relative, have all passed away. He is the only person sort of left in this scenario who's accused of being there that day and taking part in all this. I do want to ask you about the bigness of this case, because he is not wrong that this is one of the biggest cases ever in Las Vegas because of who was killed and because of all of the rumors around who was responsible. There was this big feud going on between East and West Coast rappers, and it has just taken on a life of its own. Finding these 12 jurors, especially if they're of a certain age, they would know.
ID.
How difficult do you think that would be?
So always challenging, but certainly there are mechanisms in place.
Michael
for that.
Jackson, I love
Remember,
that.
Sarah, that you can challenge. You'll probably get, I'm thinking, you need 12 jurors, of course, to sit in the box, but they'll likely get between 4 and 6 alternates in case someone gets sick. So when you're picking a jury, what happens is you're asking them questions. Do you know about the case? Do you have any opinions about the case? Do you know who Tupac was? Did you really admire him as a rapper? Do you think someone should be held accountable, even if the evidence
I think you can
it?
find
You
it.
can ask all those questions. But when you're actually picking a jury, if a juror says they're biased, you can excuse them. It's called excusing for cause. And that's unlimited. But then there are these other challenges called peremptory challenges, in the weeds a little bit, but each side gets 8 of those, and you could excuse someone for any reason or no reason, as long as it's not
You don't have to have a reason,
some
right?
type of racial reason, etc., for which you're excusing them. And so therefore, yes, of course, it'll be a challenge. I think they could get it done, because the main question is, even if you heard about the case, can you base a decision on the facts and the evidence or the circumstances in the courtroom, not what you read in the paper or saw anywhere else? So it's on, and it starts today.
I think that you're going to find them.
Almost 30 years ago. How difficult is it to bring a case like this with the idea that there is a book out there published by the person on trial, and there's a lot of comments, which a lot of people say, well, that's the reason why this has happened in the first place, because Dwayne KVD kept talking
That
about
is
it.
so cute,
So I think
Jalen.
it's very challenging, right? I know we're in a day and age, certainly, where there are cold cases, and that's why there's no statute of limitations on murder. You can bring it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, like here, or even more. And I think from a defense perspective, they're going to argue, you don't have a weapon, you don't have the car, ballistics wasn't done on that, there's no forensics, there's no DNA, there are no living witnesses, what are we doing here? But remember, we'll end where we began, the statements of KVD.
There are living
They will say
witnesses.
prosecutors, and if those statements are credited and believed, then the defense has a problem. In the event that that's all they got, which the defense will argue.
Who is KVD? He's a living witness.
The judge letting it in,
and Suge
because
and those
he has
guys,
talked
they're
about this.
living
As
witnesses.
people say in the streets, talking smack. And then this ends up being part of his case. It'll be interesting to see if he himself testifies, because in some ways he's already testifying with the words that he has already used in public, right?
Exactly.
There is
he
a
says
lot.
he's not going to testify, but we'll see what happens.
He could be a hostile witness.
Today, jury selection resumes in the murder trial of Dwayne Keefe Davis. With this, of course, proceeding, the man accused of killing rapper Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago comes back into focus. And Davis is the first and only person ever charged in Shakur's fatal shooting. He's pleaded not guilty, but prosecutors say some of their strongest evidence may be his own words. They argue that Davis implicated himself through his memoir and by discussing the events of that night in media interviews. Back in 2009, Davis told
Bon
police
Jovi.
he had a role in Tupac's killing, but he wasn't charged because that interview was part of a deal preventing his statements from being used
The
against
proffer.
him. Prosecutors say that protection no longer applies since
Nope.
Davis later repeated many of those statements publicly. Death Row Records executive Marion Suge Knight and Sean Diddy Combs are both potential witnesses for the prosecution. Tupac's killing has remained one of the most high-profile unsolved mysteries for decades. Opening statements are expected to begin next week.
Jury selection will resume Tuesday on the murder trial of Dwayne Davis, the man accused of killing rapper Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago. Davis is the first and only
He didn't
person
kill him.
ever
He
charged in the
just
rapper's fatal shooting. He's pleaded not
was
guilty.
the only one
Tupac's
alive
killing
that
has remained
can
one of the
be
most
responsible
high-profile
for it.
unsolved mysteries for decades. But prosecutors say Davis's own words may be just the evidence they need to prove him guilty. CNN's Nick Watt reports.
Hey, Keith, Metro Police, come over here.
Keefe D was arrested 3 years ago.
So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in Vegas history.
I want you to shut your
The shooting,
mouth.
the killing of Tupac Shakur at a stoplight in Vegas late one night after a Mike Tyson fight nearly 30 years ago.
Oh, I
Here's
love
what
air. I
prosecutors
loved
will
Air
argue
Supply.
detailed by a homicide detective.
I loved Air
just
Supply
after
like
Dwayne
I
Davis,
loved
Keefe
Christopher
D's
Cross.
arrest.
As we all know, Tupac Shakur was a artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Marion Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs.
I don't think
and that
he's
they had
gonna
an
do it.
ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. Dwayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips.
Members of both gangs were, say police, at the Tyson fight in the MGM Grand that night, and afterwards,
Seems so
in the lobby,
weird.
Tupac, Knight, and others spotted Keefe D's nephew, Orlando Anderson, and beat him up.
Dwayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a
But
firearm
what did
and
he
retaliate
have?
against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur.
Anderson, his uncle Keefe D, and two other men allegedly got into a white Cadillac and followed Knight and Tupac, who were in a black BMW en route to a club. Unclear exactly who pulled the
Hi,
trigger.
Norma.
Some have said it was
Good morning to you too, sweetie.
Keefe
I
D
said good morning,
was
but
the
you
only
were saying
man
good
who was in
morning.
that white Cadillac who is still alive.
Nice to
He's
see
now
you, hon.
63. He was, they say, the shot caller, and under Nevada law, he can still be charged
Love
with
both of
murder.
them.
Within the first few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward.
His own words, say investigators, were Keefe D's undoing.
Specifically, Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide
He
investigation.
doesn't have a
that
chance,
he provided
and
to numerous different
he's
media
gonna
outlets.
have to
Then
roll on
jumping my
people.
nephew gave us the ultimate green light to do something to their
No,
And
they
in the
don't,
documentary,
Jalen.
Murder Rap Inside the Biggie and Tupac Murders, Keefe D describes the moment he says he handed Anderson, whom he calls Lane, a gun.
Yeah, because you were in the
that
front
Cadillac.
seat, and he was in. Baby Lane was in the back seat. His,
But in July, Keefe D denied being involved in the killing, telling a Las Vegas news station he wasn't even in Nevada when Tupac
okay,
was
sure,
shot.
sure, he wasn't. Then how would you ever
That's what
hand
court's
something?
for, right?
That's what court's for.
Latest we hear from court, they have seated now 7 jurors. Jury selection is what's going
Oh,
on.
good.
Right now.
7
They need
are
to seat
done.
12
plus 4 alternates. The actual
Mhm.
trial itself, we're told, could take 4 or 5 weeks. Now,
Yes.
during the jury selection, it's been clear that the defense is going to lean heavily on the fact that there might not be that much physical or forensic evidence left after 30 years. They're pointing out that, remember, people didn't have cell phones back in those days.
Yeah, but they
Everything.
have a
There weren't the
lot
surveillance
of.
cameras. The defense really trying to paint this as a potentially uphill battle for the prosecution to finally convict somebody of Tupac Shakur's murder. Nick?
Yeah. Yeah. The trial should start probably next week. Since the jury selections are figuring, well, they have 7. So they accepted 7 out of 12. So they only need 5 more. Today's Thursday, so I'll probably get it today and tomorrow. And by Monday or Tuesday, they'll start the trial. And so I'll probably miss that week. I'm hoping to go the following week. Crossing fingers. If I can, God willing. Mm-hmm. That was great. Yes, we know. No, yeah, you're welcome, Bruce. And then they said it'll probably last a month. They have a lot of was it like they don't have the hard evidence, but they have substantial evidence, something like, yeah. Yeah, that was wonderful. Hendrix was just great anyway. Okay, let me see. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Let me see what's going on. Anybody? Anything going on yet? Porch guy identified. What? Uh-uh. Huh.
Who you are a little bit and how you came into art and why you think as an artist and an art collector you can tell us who's the porch guy.
Well, as you said, thank you for having me. As you said, I collect art. And one of the things I do is look at the micro art in paintings. And what I did when I got involved with this case, I was real upset that somebody actually grabbed an 84-year-old person who's basically disabled, a lot of pain, and they bloodied her up and took her out of the house. And then, she expired, and they still haven't told the family where her body is. I thought that was disgusting. So I decided to get involved because my mother's 90, okay? And I know that if it happened to me, I would do everything possible in the world to make sure
Drive
that
safety.
happen to find her. So I was looking at the porch guy, and I looked
Really good
at the
musicians.
picture, and I looked at the eyes, and I looked at several pictures, and then I found a picture of Walter Ivan Gonsalves Jr. Goncalves, and when I looked at the eyes, I could see different shapes in them, and they matched the guy on the porch. They were identical. They just matched up, and as soon as they matched up, I mean, it's not like I found a couple pictures. It took me a while to get the right pictures, the correct pictures, so I could line them up. And when I did, they matched up, and I made a phone call to Tucson Police Department.
I'm trying, Norman.
Tucson even sent me an evidence chain to
I
give
want
it to them.
I'm gonna pray that I don't have any
Okay.
medicine,
No,
that I have to pay for, so I can do that, because
But
I
yeah,
really
it's
want
just
to.
disappointing, right? But with 50,000 leads, they can't, I guess.
Right.
Thank you for
But-
asking
so
me.
I ended up posting it all over, everywhere, to make sure everybody knew this is the guy. He's done. Put a fork on him. He's done. I can't say anything else anymore than the eyes match up. As an art collector, and this is something I have a trained eye, and this is something I do daily. I look for the small art, the micro art, and things. And when he looked at the camera the way he did, everybody has different images.
We're
on their face,
watching.
marks, everything, their lips, and you can see with the
It
one picture
is.
of him looking at the camera, and his one above the lip right there.
An
to
art
me,
collector's
if you look at it
perspective
one way,
on the Nancy
looks like
Gates
the minnow
Guthrie
from
case,
Gilligan's Island.
and it is motive
the boat.
means opportunity,
And
true
so I sent you
crime,
another picture. And it shows you
intuition.
they're identical, especially
Right
the
there?
mark and everything.
That one right there?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can see to the right.
Oh, the
on
nose.
he has a couple hairs that came down. He didn't cut the hairs there that day.
Mhm.
But yeah, they match up. They're identical.
Is it possible a scar? For it
He does have a little scar on his lip right there, and yes, I did look at that, and he has it on and it's
Yes.
definitely on the other picture.
That's it, Jamie.
Because I'm picking that up energetically like a scar.
There's a little line right here, and they match up.
And they match up. Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm just getting it energetically.
Mhm.
Because you came on when I was saying, like, I had
There
no
is something
downloads
right here.
on no downloads on the band until recently when I got this 4:00 at Annie and Tommaso's, and I see a face like this face, but it didn't look quite like Dominic Evans, and it looked like him, but with Dominic's hair, and I was so confused because I can't figure out of the two who I was seeing, but it was the first time I got an inkling into the possibility, of course this is all just speculation, right, our opinion, of the band's relationship to this potentially. And then
Be darned.
I sent you because I was trying to get you on and dealing with my own baloney, and it took a while to get you here because I was so busy with family stuff. I saw Chris's interview room of the Derek Colello case and how it's all being, his plea deal wrapped into a tiny bow, not for public consumption. And I sent you that video. Do you think that adds credibility to your theory that the band is somehow connected? What do you think about this Kalelo thing? And do you want to talk about that for a second?
Well, the band member out there, or the person that knows them, apparently has a
Bless
a
you,
plea deal,
Norma.
and the judge threw him in rehab so he can remember everything that occurred.
It's just stupid cancer
But
meds.
I can only say what I know. Who is there, and like some of the people have talked about the pictures. Well, the one picture I used to identify him is 16 years old because it was taken in 2010.
Is that one of the ones you sent me here?
I believe so.
This one here?
No, this one's more recent.
That's Tommaso. I don't have it.
But on the
Okay.
bottom, one of the distinctive thing about the bottom is you see how at the bottom of his eye, his iris, it has like two little bumps there.
Yeah, I see the little, and even under the iris around the pupil.
Yes, and to the side, on the side here, he has a little at the left hand side. There's a little square object on the right hand side, and then he's got a nice little mark on the upper corner of the eye, and they all match. He's toast. Everything, everything's all done.
And he is because sorry, finish your sentence and then add for me, if you could, who he is for people that don't know.
I was just going to describe some of the marks on here. Like there's a C, and then the one picture looks like God, what's her name? The one I forget what her name is right now, but that's the big one. And then next to that is that little squiggly thing. Those are the little loops in his eyes. And then there's the square thing. And then up to the right, the last red one, it looks like a woman with blonde hair. And that is all in his eyes. Everything is there. It's just unreal. I mean, him looking into that camera like that is his death sentence. He's done.
Do you think?
And his name is Walter. And Walter Ivan Gonzalez is Jr. is an assistant federal public defender at the Tucson Federal Courthouse.
Oh my gosh.
And he is one of the members in Tomas's band.
So he's a band member and he's an assistant district attorney
in the world
at the Tucson, Arizona federal district attorney, the assistant district attorney.
Yes, a federal public defender.
A federal public
defender.
Yes.
OMG. Is that why this is being so suppressed, do you think?
Yes. As soon as I heard that, it was sealed, so nobody could get into it. And even he can't get into it. He's, even though he works for the federal government, he can't get into it.
He can't even get into it.
That is incredible.
I'll be darned.
That he works in Tucson as a public defender. That's scary.
Thank you, Norma.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
And most people I've talked to are a little bit nervous about accusing him as a person involved. They asked me, why would somebody throw away their pension? I'm like, because of greed. People do that for money. And they didn't expect her to die, that has heart problems
Yeah.
and can barely walk. What else
Very
do you expect to
interesting.
happen? I mean, they didn't take her meds, and then they act like, "Oh, I'm sorry, she died." You know,
Right.
they deserve what they get. I really want them to get it. I want Trump to make sure he gets it.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
so
be darned.
disappointed with how this case
I'll be
is
right back,
playing
you
out at the
guys. I'm gonna
moment,
go
and it
hit the
makes me
restroom really
wonder
quick.
if that's what the sheriff is burying and if he's going to get special protection. And if, because Kalila has to have some knowledge, in my opinion, for it to be away from the public eye and for his plea deal to be hidden within a plea deal that we're never going to see, tells me there's secrets being hidden. I don't know. What do you think of that? And
Like I said, I can only go by what the evidence proves. No more, no less.
No, but it's suspicious to me. And then I'm hearing that Kalila played in the bands or worked at the restaurants in the band scene where Tommaso and his band, including Walter Gonzalez, played. So there's a connection to the band here through Kalila and what you're saying through Gonzalez.
Yeah, one of the clubs that they worked at, and I believe that these guys got together at, it's called Our Bar. It's right by the railroad tracks, right down the street from the federal courthouse.
Our Bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the place I believe that they probably got their bright idea.
Oh gosh. So what are your, I mean, you're just sticking to the facts and what you see on the photos from your own eye. How do you feel about the outcome of this case? Do you think there's a chance that we're going to get some resolution and then we're going to go backwards again? I just want to see how you feel about where it's at right now.
Well, to me, part of it is the FBI doesn't know. Let me restate that. The FBI and Tucson Police Department don't know what each other are doing. And then you got half of the FBI saying, half of them say that the letters are fake, half of them saying that they're real. So you don't know what the truth is. But I don't care which one. I can say definite 110%, who was the porch guy. That, that's it. That's the porch guy, and he's the guy that's going, who was stupid enough to show his face. Even though it was covered, he didn't wear goggles and he didn't cover his mouth.
No, but they probably didn't bank on Google having access to that camera. But I also think my theory that they deliberately wanted to be seen, but that could be wrong. Okay, so do you want to go through? Well, first of all, I want to start with, because you told me some really interesting things, and then I want to go back to looking at a little bit more into these pictures, a little bit more in depth, if you could. I just wanted to lay the foundation here for who this guy is and how he really might be related to this whole case with the Kalila, because to me, they're hiding something. And I'm hoping that Kalila has evidence that they're going to get him, cleaned up for, as a test, for testimony, for, as a witness, for testimony here. Because otherwise, I just don't understand why it's hidden. What's the point of hiding it all? If there's nothing to hide. So,
right.
But you said you were putting your reputation at stake here by saying this, and that you posted things online, and then there was a response that Tommaso posted a picture somewhere online saying, "It's not me," right?
He didn't say it. He just showed his face. He showed his face because he had seen, I guess, the photos that I had accusing Walter of being the person.
Okay, so is this the one he sent? He posted?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the one. So you're making the rounds. You were on the lab last week with Josh and Chris McDonough, and you said you've been doing the YouTube rounds and the social media rounds, doing interviews trying to get the word out that you think, with your experience, that this porch guy is Walter Gonzalez, right?
Yes.
And then, so in response to those tours, if you will, those, what you've been doing here, like you're doing here with me, where did he post this? Which social media platform? Because again, I don't have access to anything anymore.
I got that off of X.
X, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so you think he's watching?
They all are. The family's watching, and the criminals. The criminals are watching. As the psychics get close to it, they know whether they're getting close, yes or no. So yeah, they're nervous. They're very nervous. Everybody, and the family just wants it over with, and they want their mother returned. I don't blame them.
How do you feel about the family being so quiet? We're going all over the place, but I'm just kind of following the thread here. How do you feel about the family being so quiet?
I'm sure they have PR people that told them don't say anything. Less is more, and that's what's happening. They're not saying anything, and people, keep on pounding Savannah about not saying anything, and not being physically out there looking. It's a shame that for the family, because if they're not involved, then this is heartbreaking. This is somebody's worst nightmare.
Right. So you don't make the direct, hey, they know these people, they must be involved, to connection.
Yeah, they even though they know them, participate in bands, they may not be involved. Somebody got a bright idea and said, okay, let's go grab this old lady.
Yeah. Do you even know if the band's still together?
No, I don't.
I don't know either, and it doesn't seem like they are.
I don't know. It's just
okay.
I don't know a lot. I wish I knew more.
Okay. So Tommaso's been watching. He sends that picture out. Do you have any more you want to tell us about these pictures? But I also want you to explain, because you said something interesting to me about how you became an art collector. And I think it's interesting, being a psychic medium, you said you got a download. Do you want to share that quickly, and then we'll...
Well,
do you remember?
Wait a minute. I want to send you a picture here.
Because I thought it was really interesting, the story you sent. Okay, here we go.
This is when you line this up with the masked guy standing on the grass, no two people stand alike.
Let me see if I can get them together, okay? I don't know if I can do that without removing us. Let me just see if I can do that. I'm going to have to do another day. It won't let me, but okay, I trust you.
Yeah, no two people stand alike. And like I said, this picture here is 16 years old. So,
okay.
He's put some weight on.
Yeah.
Because here he's really skinny. And it looks like, when they went to go get Nancy, they put some extra clothing on it so they wouldn't be identified.
I thought so too. That was my immediate thought. In fact, I thought they walked in quite a ways. But you're right. You can see it almost in the arms, the way they dangle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so what do you say to people that say, like Monk's Intrigue, who did the walk down, and that he lined up the walking and the gate from Tommaso and Annie and Savannah, when they walked down to the memorial, he compared the gate to the gate of the porch guy, and they looked exactly the same. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I've seen it, but Tommaso is also, you know, a guitarist. He plays the bass, but it's not him. The face, you know, he's played the guitar forever, and this guy has played. But you can see his stance. He looks like he's holding it, you know, getting ready to hold a guitar. And then in the one picture, he actually looks like he's ready to, you know, jam on it. He's his stance and look are what give him away. He's
And
just
the eye, the facial,
the eyes, the stance, everything. The scar on his face. He's done.
Well, I hope everybody's taking you seriously at the FBI. So you want to just tell me a little bit, because I think that's really cool, when you start talking about the person that you were led to study in art and the story with Marilyn Monroe and all that. So
well, I was one day coming into the living room, and I just asked myself what I want to do next. And I heard 3 words in my head, and it was Pollock, Jackson Pollock. And I honestly didn't know who Jackson Pollock was until I looked him up. Then I found out he was an artist, and I really didn't, you know, like his art. But I looked into it. Excuse me. And then eventually I went to Kutztown College, and I looked them up, even brought a book home, and I went and looked through it. And I came home, and a couple days later, a painting came up. And in that painting, I bought because I saw things that match what was in his paintings. So that painting, number one, had a lot of information in it, and I didn't know it then. But what eventually I found out that Marilyn Monroe and Jackson Pollock had an affair, lasted for years, and they had a daughter in 1948. She'll be 68 in the fall. No, 78, excuse me, 78. She's 10 years older than me. But I found out he had a daughter with her. Then he had a babysitter, and he had three children with her, 2 sons and a daughter. And the daughter was born 3 months after he died. So, yeah. Then a few years later, that woman had a relationship with William de Kooning and had a daughter with him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
it is pretty cool. And then you showed me a piece of your collection. Would you be willing to share?
Sure. Okay. I want to set this up right. Let me send you some pictures, okay?
Okay. And then I'm not done with the screenshot, to give you one last bit just before we wrap up, just to go through all the photos. But I really think it's important people understand that you are an art collector. You've been doing this for a while. This isn't just you drawing on a sketch. This is your trained eye, right?
Okay. This is one.
Whoops, hang on. You have the original there.
Yes.
Okay. It's pretty cool.
He's an artist, so we're looking at art, correct? Is that what I'm getting, guys? Art collector's purpose.
Oh, you can only do 10.
Perspective.
Oh, I can remove some of them.
Okay.
Okay, well, we'll remove the picture of Tommaso, right? We don't need that.
Okay.
Quick. Oh, no, hang on. Can you have to remove them because you added them. So interesting.
Okay.
Super, super interesting.
There you go.
Okay. I just want
A good point, Norma.
And then you can explain what we're looking at when you're ready.
You're right.
Okay. I'm trying to.
This is torn ice. Yes.
Where? Like this is The Last Supper.
I was just
by
gonna
Leonardo
say.
da Vinci. This picture was taken in the 1940s or 1950s, and this shows it. Now, on the left side of the wall here, where I have this circle, that is the Holy Grail. He didn't put it on the table that for everybody to drink. He put it over here, and when you enhance it and look at the lip of the cup.
Let me get that on.
Up here, up in the corner. If you put it back to that,
to the other one.
Yeah.
This is super interesting. You know?
That one?
No, the other one.
Just seeing a different perspective, you know what I mean? That's
The one I have?
and
I'm so
outside
one right there.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of, to me, cool.
Up at the top.
I hope you guys are
of the
liking it
cup,
too.
You can see
It is
crack
confusing.
right here.
It's because
Okay?
they've given us so many different
And up on the
narratives,
top
you know?
of that cup right there, it's identical.
Mhm.
Nobody
So-
knew that 500 years that the Holy Grail was right there on the left wall, and above it, the tapestry is all X's and diamonds like this.
Unbelievable, Charles.
Yes, this is the Holy. This is the real thing, and there are like 200 copies. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
This
twists and
is the
turns.
real Holy Grail. On the bottom here, there are 12 petals to this.
I see the petals.
There are 5 brown petals, and that's for the 2 in the hands, 2 in the feet, and the 1 on the side. So, but there's a lot of information that was on here, portraits and pictures and everything, and it's all faded over all the years. But this artwork is phenomenal, and that's why I honestly say all those other ones across the world are fake, because even in the Bible,
No, I guess he's a
it talks
guest.
about the cup, not the chalice, not the
He's an
plate of the
art.
cup
He's
or
an
anything, or
art
the bowl or
connoisseur,
anything
an
else.
art.
You know, everything got grandized.
So he's looking at things
but
from that
this
kind of
is just a
perspective,
cup,
I guess.
And that is what this is, the Holy Grail.
This is crazy.
Wild.
And
Absolutely.
Da Vinci had this.
Da Vinci, I love
Holy
those books.
Grail.
The Da Vinci Code. Awesome. Okay. Very, very cool. Thank you. Do we need to add more pictures to the screen? I want to go back now that people understand you've been doing this for a long time. You've got some pretty cool art collection
There you go,
going on there.
art collector.
And you want us to go back one time through, one at a time, the pictures,
Okay.
so you can explain. And do you need to add any?
I'm just going to delete some so we have some space here.
Okay. Okay. So here we have the picture of. Tell me who we've got here, Charles.
You guys watching this
Nick,
part? Here we go.
Tom and Walter. And they are Early Black.
What's Early Black?
That's the name of their band.
Okay.
And this was the album. And it was called Life, Love, Murder.
Checking it out.
And
I'm a dog mom. I'm kind of putting it all together too.
Song, Apocalypse Close to Home, is the one that got me.
But yes, I'm onto that same thing you are.
Yeah, and what about the end?
Yeah. They are all I can honestly say I have a feeling that if you can get a
Go
copy of this
Defender.
or listen to all these songs, I have a feeling one of those songs might tell where Nancy is.
Really? You think so?
That's,
That's what I'm
they
thinking
made
too,
this
Robin.
16 years ago. And when a person's thought is in the past, I think there might be a clue in one of those songs.
Well, it's a really strange album title: Life, Love, Murder.
Yes.
It almost seems like a sequence of events.
It is strange.
Yes.
Life happens, then love, and then love turns to murder. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then Melting Face, which is creepy with the whole mask. Apocalypse, Close to Home, like you said, a hollow. That's, not very positive either. Nobody cares. Eye of the Storm, Freedom, Insanity, Negative, and the end really bothers me too. Wild. It could be coincidence, but they definitely aren't into positive music. Who's this? And just before we go, sorry, is this not Dominique Evans on the left, far left?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I heard you say another name. Okay,
Nick.
the only
I'm
one.
sure I think they call him Nick.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, instead of
'Cause it's Dominic.
so not Dominico.
And
Nick.
they call
It's
they
Dominic.
Call him Tommaso. They call him Tom.
Okay.
What?
And who's this?
Walter.
Okay.
Why do they call him
Because
Walter?
when I look at this, when I had my vision, the more I look at this, I was confused. Because if you look at, ignore Tommaso, and you look at Dominic on the left and Walter on the far right.
And a dog mom.
I mean,
I
in
love
my
watching
flash
it
with
too.
the hair,
Thank you.
I couldn't tell. But the more I look at this, I think it was Walter.
So
But I heard the
awesome.
word Dominico.
Thank
But I
you,
think
sweetheart.
I'd love to see what he looks like now. But my vision
So-
had him.
so
and he's
nice
almost the
of
same
you,
height
honey.
as Tommaso.
Thank you
Which
so much.
I concluded is the same height as Savannah, which makes the porch guy the 5'10", 5'9".
That'll
I
help
did that in the
me
video, and it
get to
looking at
Vegas.
him, he's almost the same height as Tommaso, which makes him plausibly 5'10", 5'9". Because I did when they walked down the laneway, I did a video and Savannah was wearing 1-inch heels and she was only 1 inch above him, meaning they are the same height, and she's 5'9", 3/4.
Mhm.
And they said
Okay.
porch guy was 5'9", 5'10". And they're almost the same height when you look at them standing together. So it makes
Right.
him also 5'9", 5'10"-ish. So that's very interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. And now we're just going through them. And then you're saying the stance, which I wish I could put these together, but I can see them just going back and forth, like the way his arms hang.
The right arm is shorter, in and on the porch
Don't
guy
be
it's the same
darned.
way. The left arm is longer or wider to the left. It's
Thank you, I'm a dog mom.
this is probably
Crossing my
if they don't use
fingers.
this in court,
The week after next week.
There's a screw loose
Hopefully.
somewhere.
Yeah, because you can really see
So I
that
can do
arm
the
hangs differently, doesn't it?
Tupac trial.
Yeah.
From
Like
his
I said,
body. It's
he's
posture.
a guitarist. He's a guitarist, and he holds his hand like he's ready to pick up a
And
guitar.
I want to be right
But you
there
can
by the
also see it in his
courthouse,
shoulder. So
in
looking
case
at
it's
the
really
picture would
warm,
be
then I
his
can
left.
go duck into
Everything
a
on mine is reversed. No matter how many times I try to change it, everything
hotel
is reversed
room
on
or
my picture.
something.
But hopefully, for everybody looking here,
I was trying not to
where my,
really have to
you know,
look
his where
far
his
this
the arm where his
time
watch
and
is. Let's
just
put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That shoulder,
have everything
it
come right
drops.
there.
It drops compared to the other shoulder, and so does it here.
Yes. Yes.
Except for all the girls that are, you know, in our crime
I just want to
that
keep
live
going back
there.
to this
We're all
because I'm
going to
hoping
try to get
everybody's going to see
together for
this.
a lunch or something.
This
So that'll
shoulder
be
where
kind
his
of cool.
watches droops more than the
Thank
other
you
one,
for
and you can see it right there. So you're
And
saying
the first
Go
thing
ahead.
people will say is that they don't look like because one is bigger than the other. And I emphasize again, this picture here is 16 years old.
Oh, I'll show you tonight. I'm going to do
and this one,
a watering tonight.
you
with
think, as
everybody.
I said
They
at the
love
very onset, as most people thought,
doing
they look like
watering
they're bundled up in more
property
layers
so
than one of clothing.
because of the fires
Yes.
and stuff. So we're gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna do that
They didn't want
tonight.
to get caught.
Yeah, tonight. Pretty sure.
Okay, fascinating. Okay, so now let's move up to
Okay, I will not hit you.
that. Tell us what you
Promise.
Well, I can see there is there's a C on the left inside of the eye, and then I see what's her name, Jessica Hahn. It looks like, you know, with her hair and everything, and on this picture here you can see it really good, and here on the left side of the eye, on the inside of the eye there, you can see it really well. And there's another part, but I'm not saying that because I'll keep that for the police. But there are around the iris, the way the little extensions, little outcasts, or
They have little dents or
dots, whatever you
something,
wanna
right?
call it, are on the side of the eye, on the inside of the iris, and then at the bottom of the eye, there's a couple of dots there.
Yeah.
And then on the left side of the eye, there's like a squarish part. And then up in the corner of his eye, there's another mark.
Yeah, I can see them in here.
Wow.
And you're saying those also exist in here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's him. It's him.
I'll be darned.
There are no two people who have the same marks. And, you know, he stands the same. His eyes are the same, and the scar's the same.
Unbelievable. And he's got a connection to the family.
Exactly.
And he's local, which everybody's been saying. And OMG, he's a federal district
assistant federal public defender.
Assistant federal public defender. So he is the assistant to a federal public defender.
Yes.
In where we just saw the Derek Colello courthouse case.
Yes.
He worked there.
Yes. But he doesn't have access to that information. They made sure that.
Well, I hope that's why. I hope you're right. If you know, it certainly seems like pretty plausible that this could be. I'm saying could because everybody's innocent until proven to a court of law and a court of law otherwise. And this is just your opinion, my opinion. But it certainly looks like you could be correct. And if that's the case, I hope they took your tips seriously if they weren't already on this train. And how long ago did you send those, by the way?
A while ago. I don't even keep track anymore.
And you sent it more than once. One to the FBI, one to Pima County. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you try the online one?
Yeah.
Because
I've done everything possible, humanly possible, to do everything. You know, it's just I don't understand what it's taken so long. I mean, the pictures themselves get this guy, you know, he's guilty of sin.
There must be something complicating something or another. And maybe my hope is this Colella, he needs to be sobered up before he can testify. But then you'd still think we'd have arrests going because trial would be, forever from now, right?
Yes.
So it seems like they're lacking something to put this into a conviction.
Or they're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah. And like you said, it's not helpful when one side of the investigation is fighting with the other, and it seems like a bunch of battling 2-year-olds instead of private, or not private, but professional law enforcement public servants. It seems like a bunch of petulant fighting in the background. So it's hard to have a lot of faith. But I have to tell you, you've restored my faith here, because I think you're onto something. And if the Colella story, and you add this into it, hopefully means that he's being sobered up for something important, because you don't seal documents within a plea deal to keep it secret if there's nothing important. So to me, I'm hoping you're right, and this is going to come together, and we can finally get justice for Nancy. But now I want to go listen to these songs and see if there's something in here on what happened to her.
Yeah. I want to go, my thought on this, 90% of all of the cases that happen, the public has some input into these. And they're not giving us anything to put any input into it. And this was the only thing that has come across, and that I myself was able to, prove that this is the guy. I don't know why they're keeping it such it's such a, what is it, button up, that they're not giving the public any information. I don't know why.
No, I know. And it does lead to suspicion, and the lack of transparency is what, fuels the flame of conspiracy, and because people need to fill the gap of the mystery, and that's the way human behavior is. And we don't just like the unresolved standing out in the open. And until they start coming up with statements and updates and solutions and convict somebody, I think, we're going to get more conspiracy theories out there, and more, is Savannah behind it? Is she? I myself surely have come to the point where I wonder what she knows, and is she concealing stuff? Like, how do you not know that your family's under investigation when their car's impounded for 41 days? How do you not know Colella's got a plea deal for sending those texts and that phone call that's sealed from public information? She's got to know some of this stuff. You would think.
I'm sure that the authorities are giving her a little bit, if she, hasn't said anything. And, nobody has said anything. And that's, when there's nothing, that's what's the phrase? That's the latest thing. When nobody says anything, you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
It's just baffling. I've never seen anything like this before.
I actually, if she is being guided, I'm not sure she's being given the right advice, Savannah. I'm not a PI person, but it seems to me that people are starting to turn against her slightly because of her silence. I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement officer. Clearly, I don't know what they know, but I'm not sure the silence has helped the family in these conspiracy theories at all. So,
I have to say she has been holding herself together pretty well, considering everything that has occurred.
Well, that's the problem I have. I mean, my dad, he didn't die. I got a phone call. My mom and sister with my dad with dementia, he used to be in Florida 6 months of the year, and then he moved there on a work visa. And I had stepped away from the family unit because of all the trauma from my mom, my sister, my mother's sister, my aunt, and hadn't heard from my dad. And I just thought, okay, well, I guess my dad's not going to talk to me anymore either. And then I get this text from him on Father's Day, 2018, not knowing he had dementia. And my mother and sister had ignored my power of attorney and he signed his rights away, everything he owned. And he had a contract, and his business owners were lawyers and a judge, and they put illegal liens on his houses. So when I get the call on my birthday, a year later after that text of reconnecting with my dad, they just read him his last rites in the hospital because he had no money for his pneumonia prescription in Florida, and we're Canadian. And I'm still angry. I'm still triggered. I still cry over my dad. I don't know how she's doing it. And everybody grieves differently. And maybe I'm not nearly as full of grace as Savannah is, and I'm not a public figure. But it makes me curious if she's not processing properly because she went back to work so quickly and she has to be in production mode. I don't know if you've ever grieved the loss of somebody, but it kind of comes on you in waves when you're least expecting it. My dad just died just over a year ago after all this 6 years of hell with all this legal strife. And I still am angry about the lack of justice. I just don't, for the life of me, can't figure out how she's properly processing and managing this. I just wonder and hope she's processing properly, because.
Well, we don't know what she's doing behind the scene. We don't know if she's crying,
right.
Day in and day out,
You're right.
And I'm sure she's watching, trying to figure out what's going on and what the authorities are saying. We don't know. She's doing the best to keep her life together with her husband and her children, and going to work.
All that, and I think she's doing amazing. I'm just hoping she's grieving properly and processing.
You can't grieve until there's a finality to it, and catching the people and bringing her mother home.
See, I think it's the opposite. I think it's the opposite. I think when that second ransom note came, they decided in their minds, she's dead. We may never find her. I have to move on with my life. And we've come to the conclusion she's dead, and we will likely not ever bring her home based on statistics. That's what I think has happened. And so they've already closed that chapter. She's dead. She's gone. That's just how I feel, but I could be wrong. And you're right. It doesn't mean she's not grieving behind the scenes. I just don't know, with all that pressure to perform, having gone back to work so soon, I just hope she's properly processing it. And if these people are truly being looked at in the background and she's aware of it and there's connections to her sister, that's got to be overwhelming to deal with.
Yeah. And the whole family is under a microscope, and nobody knows who, who, where, what, when. That's the whole thing. And I can guarantee you that Savannah wasn't involved with this. This is,
Oh, I don't think she was involved either. No.
Yeah.
But then why did she call Mark Kelly? Now that you've given us what you've given us about this guy's job at the federal courthouse, it begs some more questions for me. It's curious.
Well, she has to, act in a certain manner in public. That's the whole thing. Even though she's dying, even though she's dying on the inside.
I know. I just know I haven't been in it, not in her caliber of job, obviously, but when I was a single mom and I was winning international sales awards with Keller Williams and I was flying busy, I didn't have time to process my emotions because I was too busy. And that's a form of escapism, if you will, from the reality, is being busy. And I was a coach for years, so I just hope that's not what's going on. But with all that said, I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you taking the time and your patience for me, waiting for me to feel well enough and have time to meet with you. Truly, I appreciate your grace, Charles, and your patience. And, stay in touch. I hope you still follow the channel. And God willing, let's all pray that we get some closure for Nancy Guthrie here, that the family, like you said, most importantly, that's why I'm trying to find her right now, because I think that's the only thing we can maybe do as the public right now, is to try to keep her name out there and try to find her, the people that are boots on the ground, to bring closure, like you said, for the family, because it's hard to, I can only imagine, hard to find closure until you find your mom. Complete closure, right?
Yes.
So let's pray for that. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Vaters and Taters. Wasn't it interesting? Oh, thanks, Sylvia. Yeah, I thought that was super, super interesting. Now that I know how to do something, a few somethings, boy, oh boy, YouTube, you better watch out for me. I'm telling you. Let's go see if there's anything else that we need to check out, you guys. What's going on here? No. Let's go here.
Well, I tell you a little bit of what happened the night before Nancy was reported missing. So Nancy Guthrie was reported missing on the Sunday morning, well,
Thank you, Terry.
12-ish p.m., noonish, 12:03, I think to be exact, February 1st. What happened the night before? So I just came out of a remote view. You're going to want to stick around for it. Then I'm going to pull tarot cards, and then I'm going to update you on where we're doing tomorrow. If you missed it, just really quickly, we're going to cover the Lindsay Clancy trial live. I'm going to pull tarot cards when there's breaks and whatnot, because boy, what a case this is. And I started a new channel, but I'll tell you about that tomorrow, because first, I know you want to get into this remote viewing. I promise you, it's a very interesting one. I got quite a bit too. And then we're going to pull cards and compare the two. See you in a different view, because I want you to read my notes as I recite them to you. Okay, so as you can see from my notes, if you can read my writing, I apologize, but I've got the night before. So I go into this with the remote viewing. If you want to learn how, it's the membership that we're doing that in. The members that have been doing it have been doing amazing. We're looking to see if we can collectively find Nancy's current location. Anyways, all that to say, it's $2.99 a month. I guess it turns out to be $2.15 US a month, and $1.99 in euros, and $2.99 Canadian a month. We learned that the other day. If you're interested in joining, but what you want to know is that what happened the night before, I go into this asking during this meditation process and the remote viewing meditation process, not to the benefit of my ego. And so I asked, what do we need to know, not to the benefit of my ego, but what happened the night before? And I get, which would be the February 1st, was the day she was reporting missing. I do feel like there's an argument. I'm given a scene where there is a heavy discussion, if you will. The topic seems very heavy. There seems to be some sort of a request being made. This is the impressions that I'm getting from this remote viewing. These are flashes in my mind. So I'm getting these clairvoyantly, which is what the traditional remote viewing is. You'll hear me as I talk about, it moves into a channeling, which has happened to me several times here. That's another methodology. That's 3 years telepathically. So let's keep going here. I do feel like there is, well, I get this flash. It's not that I feel. I literally get this flash of, it doesn't look like there's a lot of pictures or anything. It's a lean, minimalistic feeling, looking decoratively wise in this room. They're at a table. There's a request, there's an argument, there is a denial, and then I do feel like there's slamming of the table, or like, and then I see like a hand sort of like tossing a scrunched up like paper towel, and I do hear a please mama from a female voice, and I do see the male get up and say something like, this is BULLSHIT. I can't say that because of the YouTube word, you know. And like I said, smash like this paper towel, like, and then like smash his hand down and then toss this paper towel. It's like scrunched up from after a dinner, after a meal has been eaten. Like the table looks relatively clean. It's got that napkin after dinner feeling. And then I do feel that the gentleman who's mad gets up. I feel like I see like a cigarette being pulled out, a cigarette being held up to his hand, leading to go outside to have a cigarette. I do ask if the son is there. I forget his name at the moment. Oh my goodness, forgive me. And I do get, I think I might be moving into the next page here, but I'm just telling you as it's flashing back to me and recall now. I do ask for that. I do see their son sort of coming into the room and stepping in and saying, you know, come down to his father. Yeah, there it is, their son. So yeah, the paper towel gets up and leaves. I do see their son. Because I go back and ask if he's there. I do believe there is, what does that say? There is, yeah, that he is there, and he tells D to settle his DAD to settle down. And then I hear, that's right, are you okay, Grammy? Are you okay, Grammy? So then I ask what's next. So I believe the impression that I'm getting is that the T's are having a cigarette, and then there's a little bit of an interaction, but very little, because I keep asking, okay, tell me what's next, right? And I keep getting very little interaction after that, truthfully, between the A and Nancy, and I do hear, I'm sorry, Emmy, I have to draw the line somewhere. So that's very interesting. And then I start to, like, I stopped at, because if that's one sort of remote view, and then I go back through the meditation, and then I want to continue on. So I go back through meditation and I go back and start my second remote view. Because at this point I'm saying, like, this doesn't make sense. Because it feels too last minute. And we know, everybody is saying that these people planned this, right? That these people planned this. And so now I'm like, okay, well, if they planned it, if they planned it, this doesn't feel right. And then as I'm questioning it, I hear, yeah, this is not really remote viewing. This is more a channeling. I think it's my guides coming in. It doesn't feel like I'm channeling Nancy. And I have this feeling that I've got this new guide that's coming in. But anyways, it's another conversation. Anyways, I hear as a plan B, pre-planned, what's next that night. And then I see what's next that night. So yeah, like it was pre-planned. So in other words, I think there as a plan B. In other words, the event of her kidnapping, allegedly, in my opinion, if they're related, was planned as a plan B prior to the night before. The night before was going to be last chance, and if it didn't go as planned, then enacting plan B was the next step. So I hope that's making sense. So then from there I just see N getting up from the table and going outside, and it's weird because like I don't see her being walked or aided at all, which is like weird, this question mark. So then I suddenly get this flash of a cane. So okay, so she's got her cane. Ooh, is that thunder? Ooh, there's so many crazy storms here. Which, by the way, I wanted to again address. I'm so sorry about the members live. After we did the live stream Tuesday night, the members, when I went to go to the members live, there was literally nobody there. It was there for the longest time. Nobody showed up. It was very strange. My apologies. Prayers that Streamyard acts appropriately. I think I figured out today with Streamyard what was going on because I had so many issues with it this week. And so I think I've got the results for trial coverage for Lindsay Clancy here starting 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow morning. And we're going to run that all day. When you're watching this, I'll be running that stream on MMO. Motive Means Opportunity to come intuition, as well as the new channel. If you'd like to subscribe there, it's so appreciated. If you love trial coverage and tarot together combined, it's going to be intuitive, it's going to be cool, fun, and relaxed. And during the breaks, we're going to meditate and take some Reiki in if we need it. And that is going to be, it's called True Crime Trials and Tarot. Go check it out. I'm going to have to do a link. But if you can't find it tonight, we're going to link it to you tomorrow. Okay, so anyways, back to this. And then from here, I'm going to do a tarot reading. I see Nancy getting up after that. Like, there's really not that much going on. That flash of cocaine. It feels like it's just energetically this feeling that he takes her home right from there. Like, that is like a very I don't want to say abrupt ending to the conversation, but I want to say energetically feels like maybe 10 minutes after she's leaving. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to give you a sense of what I'm feeling time-wise, like, because I'm getting this flash of this sequence of scenes here, one after the next in chronological order. So, so what's next? So, I hear, this is again a channeling, I hear that that's exactly right. What's next? Does he take her home from there? Yeah, it feels like there's a need to take her home from there. What's next? And then I hear, yeah, that's exactly right. A quiet, a cold, something with cold, quiet, dry home. Let me just pull that up. It was a cold, quiet drive home. No kidding, eh? Okay, so then I get here, this corresponds to. So I just was like afterwards writing notes. This corresponds to the remote viewing that I did a while ago about the night before when I asked about the Uber drive, or not the Uber drive, I'm sorry, I took that up. When I asked about the drive home, about the garage, because everybody was debating this 2-minute garage thing. And I did back then see the same thing, and it was surprising to me that I see. I'm going to get a pen to show you because I know a lot of people who are like, how can this possibly happen? Like with this laneway. Hang on, let me show you. Okay. So hang on. So first, I see that a flash of which makes sense now to me on how they go in. So I mean, this is not going to be accurate, but her house is here, right? We've got this here, and then we've got this laneway here. We've got the guest home here, right? And then they've got this laneway here. So I think the car, just from my visual, drives up here. Okay. The door is opened. Nancy's car is here. She walks in through, this is the remote view that I had a while ago, and walks up here. Now, and then it finally makes sense to me today, because then I did a second remote viewing where I then get this flash of she's here. So he pulls up just like you would if you were going right through the garage. When he backs out here beside the casita and just drives out. So he pulls up, stops, they open the door. As Nancy is with her cane, slowly making her way here, it makes sense now, because I'm like, why do I see him going up the front steps? He gets out and goes up the front steps, goes inside the house, goes inside the garage to help her up the inside steps into the kitchen of the house. She closes the garage door, and then on the way home, this is when I see him going here to Nancy's bedroom where the sliding door is, and unlocking, allegedly, just in my view, remote viewing, the sliding glass door back out the front, out to his car, backs up here and out the road. Okay. That's what I saw before. I hope that little drawing makes sense. If not, I will do this in a grander scale for everybody on our next live, which will be Monday night after Lindsay Clancy. So probably closer to 5:30 p.m. Eastern, which I think works better for some of you all. Then we're going to move into at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, our members only. Hopefully it works next time. Anyways, let's move on. I get a flash of that again, of this scene, and that's why this makes sense to me now, because when you think about it, if Nancy is walking through her garage, her car is here, the steps are here. Chris McDonough on the interview keeps talking about it. And even Maureen said she might even use her right arm to brace herself against the car. She's got her cane and she's walking up. There's no room for Tommaso to run around her without knocking her over to help her up the steps here. I know the gentlemanly thing would be to escort her up the steps, but that's not what I see. And so I think that's why it runs around. It makes sense now. Flips rather to the front door of the house, up the front door, in the house, into the garage, helps her up the steps. The garage door is closed shut. And then I see that into the bedroom, unlock the door out the front. So now that, to me, I know a lot of people dispute it, but I think 2 minutes is enough for that, because in every remote viewing I've had, she walks slowly, but she doesn't look like, I don't see, unless she's just very stoic. She does not appear to be in severe pain. Yes, it's slow, but I think 2 minutes is a very good amount of time to walk from here up the steps, when you've got help up the steps, to close the door from inside here. That's just me. Anyways, let's move forward. So I see, yes, that's why he runs around again. I did see that in the last remote view with the glass door. So yes, that's exactly it. And this one, to me, even though I did see that, I want to get validation on this one again. I don't know. There's something about that where he's the sliding door that bothers me. I said it at the time. Okay, we're going to move into tarot now. Tell me what you think so far. I'm going to get the cards, and I'll be back. Okay, everybody, let's do the tarot portion. I'm sorry if you can hear the storm in the background. Let's get through this before I lose internet again. Okay, so let's find out what the cards have to say about what happened the night before Nancy Guthrie. Well, that was a very interesting juxtaposition. It doesn't seem successful based on that remote viewing.
Let's go. I don't take anything that falls out. That was kind of a fallout, but we're going to take it. We should do the flippers. Whoops. Let's get this. My hands there. Okay. Crossroad military operation. Okay. So we've got, we're obviously not dealing with a military operation, but we've got successful what? I don't know. I need clarification because this seems to me like this is more in alignment with the remote viewing. We're at a crossroads. It's time to bring Plan B in. I don't know what that is. Let's get clarifiers on that success. I have no idea what that is at the moment. Success with respect to what? Let's see. Success with respect to what? Success with respect to what? Okay. Perversion. This came up before, remember? Success with respect to what the heck is that? This is very interesting. Military operation, that to me is like, it's obviously not military, but the operation. I'm going to get a different deck out. Give me clarifiers on what the successful part is. Oops. 3 of Cups. Okay, so there was some sort of celebration of success. 3 of Cups is a celebration, like a toast, like a toast of some sort. What the heck? Like a toast. Let's separate these because this needs clarification. What the dang? Okay, this just flipped out. Knight of Cups. Okay. Oh, so this feels like this is just like I'm reading intuitively. I'm getting like drunk energy, like young drunk, like their son, like somebody was drinking, being rude, perverted, but I don't know what the success is about. It's just the vibe I'm picking up. Let's get a couple more clarifiers. What else is like, what the heck is that about? Perversion, drinking, success. It's just the energy I'm getting from this Knave of Cups. It's emotional. The young emotional energy with the perversion, I'm not sure. Weird. The energy of the Knight 4. Commitment. Success and a commitment to the Plan B. This perversion is throwing me. Maybe like the way I interpreted the perversion before is not like somebody showing their private parts like in a sexual way, but more like in this disgusting perverted plan. You know, there's some sort of celebration to a commitment, some young emotional energy. I think it's this successful moving into, because of the crossroads, if I'm to take the remote viewing accurately, moving into this next phase where we're moving into the operation phase. Let's just see if I can get clarifiers on this. If I'm interpreting this correctly, I got all these cards flipped over. Let's just see. Let's just try to get a validation or confirmation. Am I interpreting this correctly so far? Yeah. Am I interpreting this? Family matters. Wow. Family matters. Okay, I'm just getting like a whole different vibe here. But that's a very interesting card to have that one come out. Let's get more. Family matters. Still wanted the perversion, but I think it's just a perverse idea, you know? And yeah, 10. Like there's I'm just like pin it on the calendar. This is a new job, career. It's a new project. It's like stepping into a new experience. Yeah. So operation into effect now. Stepping into a new thing, pinning it down. This perverse plan. Okay, let's get some more. What else do I want to find out? We're going to ask a few more questions and see what the cards have to say. And I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. Let me get the notes out and see what do I want to ask next. Oh, what was the energy? That's what I want to find out. What was the energy the night before? What was the energy when Nancy was at Annie and Tommas's house the night before? Please, Spirit, not to the benefit of my ego. What was the energy like? This one flipped out. Whoa. Stars. Stars. Interesting. Interesting. Stars. It's not what I would have expected. What? Tell me more about that. Give me more clarifiers. What was the energy of the night before? Stars of the show. I mean, I'm really focused on the kids. Fighting. Fighting. This is your fighting and conflict. So you've got, it could really be the fighting and the conflict really shone a light on something for somebody, if I'm interpreting the stars correctly. Let's get a clarifier on the stars. But 5 of Swords is your fighting and battling card. 10 of Swords is your backstabbing and betrayal card. So let's get a clarifier on the stars. And I think that's what it is. It's just somebody saw the light in the dark shining through with this fighting, and the 10 of Swords is betrayal, fighting, backstabbing. Somebody saw it for what it was. Yeah, you won't believe this. 7 of Swords, that is the backstabbing and betrayal card. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Wands, also conflict in your head. 5 of Pentacles is the next one at the bottom of the deck, which is feeling left out, abandoned financially. Let me put these over here a little bit lower so I can see they're out of view now. So this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Let me just recap what we got here. I mean, yeah. I love when the cards show up. It's going to just get more and more accurate. If you've never seen me do tarot before, they're in the members live. They're the members section rather. And as I work back with the cards more again, they will get more accurate. But you've got the first one out was stars. That threw me because it's generally a positive card. Every card has a positive and negative, but this can be something was illuminated and seen that night, right? Stars in the night, because the rest of them are not good. The rest of them are not good. The rest of them are all bad. 5 of Swords is fighting and conflict, which is also very interesting in this deck in particular, with somebody wanting to be on the stage, somebody wanting to win, somebody being in a competition, right? The stars of the show, that sort of fits in that regard as well. The next one is the 10 of Swords, which is backstabbing and betrayal. I absolutely believe that Nancy saw the stars that night. She saw what the dang this was about. And it was, backstabbing and betrayal happened that night. Five of Wands is somebody in their head, very stressed out, in conflict, inner conflict, inner turmoil. And this is Five of Pentacles, feeling left out in the dark. We've also got 5, 5, 5, triple fives. Fives are change, change, boom. That night, that fate was decided, and that was it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The next one, bottom of the deck, Hierophant, which is soul contracts, higher power, higher authority, the law. Under that, we got the Empress, female energy. Okay, now what do I want to ask? Let's get to the notes and see. I asked if there was a fight. Was there a fight? Okay, let me ask about the conversation between the A and Nancy, Guthrie, and Annie. Let's talk about the conversation. What was the energy around the conversation between Annie and Nancy Guthrie? The conversation like, what's the energy like in that conversation between Annie Guthrie and Nancy? Stuck. Very heavy energy. As you can see by watching me now, I'm a sloppy shuffler, as I explained. I apologize. I get short fingers. The decks are just, I can barely get my fingers wrapped around them, as you can see when I fully, so they fall out. They just fall out. So this is sloppy shuffle. But these, when they're stuck like this, particularly for me, because I have a hard time keeping them in my hands, and this is a bigger deck, right? This is a much bigger deck, especially compared to these. These just fall because they're so darn thick. There's 180 cards. So for those that want to learn tarot, how I always interpret this, for me, it's just most readers will tell you that this for me is telling me something, and that is the energy was stuck heavy that night. The conversation between Annie and her mother, Nancy Guthrie, was heavy that night. Stuck energy, dense, just like the cards are not wanting to come out. Dense, dark. Those just fell out. That's what we don't do. We don't pick out those. We pick out the flippers like that. Wow. Wrath and battle. Whoa. The wrath was set and the battle began. What was I trying to say? The dense, the energy, and the conversation between Annie and her mom is dense, heavy energy. Heavy energy. Let's get some more. Axe. Forces working against you. Wow. They sure were in that wrath, were they not? Were they not? You know, so far, other than that perverse piece, which I'm still a little bit uncertain about, because I feel like even though I have the most part of it, still feel like there's something I'm missing on that. But we're going to follow through with that another day, because that came up before, and if it's meant to come out, it will. But I just feel like, even though that's what I really think 75% of the meaning is, that this perverse, disgusting plan, because it came out in the last live when I did the reading, and I took it that way as well. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to reinterpret it the way I'm feeling and not based on the pictures. And but I still feel like there's more to it like that about that night. I really feel like that. So let's see. Rooster. Arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Wow. Wow. Well, that pretty much summarizes it, doesn't it? Let's talk about, I want to see, was there a plan in place? This wrath axe. Let's get more on the wrath. Was there a plan in place? Talk to us about the plan. I'm going to pull from a different deck. Was there a plan? Oh yeah, it was a fast moving plan. Chariots traveling, a car put into place. Ooh. Okay, let's get some more. What was the plan about that night? This wrath about? Give me more on this wrath. Danger. Danger. Oh, sugar. Wow. Danger. Give me more on that. Danger and wrath. Exposed and stopped. I don't know what that is. You know what I think that, oh, I got goosebumps when I was thinking about this. I think, and I had a remote view on this, and it's not tonight's remote view, and just going to mention it. I feel like they were waiting for her when they got inside. And that could be what this car is about. As soon as the answer was no, there might have been some sort of a message sent to Plan B is in place. It's going down tonight. I'm just, hence this car, this battle. You've crossed somebody in danger, and that this being that it's like the people started walking and were inside the house when Nancy got there, driving and walking. I feel like there's a bit of an element of both. Okay, let me see if I can get a clarifier to that about this stalker and exposed. About what that means for that night. That's just how I'm interpreting it at the moment. Stalker and exposed. Oh my God, we've got the world, which is also a travel card. It had already flipped inside the deck. It's putting an end to a cycle, and it's also the travel card, but it's very much closing out a cycle, something coming to an end. Somebody's world is expanding, or a beginning, an ending of one cycle and a beginning of a new cycle. Somebody's thinking their world's about to expand, and there's a collaboration, there's teamwork here in this expansion, this plan. Three of Pentacles. That is working as a team in this new plan. Wow. One final thought I want to pull. What's one final thought we need to know about this on what happened the night before? Spirit, what do we need to know about what happened the night before? We're going to do one more pull. We'll call it a day. And let me know if you like this new format where I do both the remote views and the tarot. I hope so. Okay, so what else? Final thoughts that we need to know about what happened the night before, please, Spirit. Final ending. Wow. Wow, does it get any more clear than that? Wow, wow, wow. Yikes. I feel like that just needs like a hammer and a, well, that's pretty much the end, isn't it? That pretty much sums it up. I don't even need to pull another card. Really and truly. Below ground level. Regret. New world order. So new life. New life. Regretting. Is this had to go underground? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's in reference to this final ending. Nancy being below ground. So I want to get a clarifier on that. But there's definitely regret showing. Final ending, a new world, a new life. New world, a new life. Regret. Is this, I want to get clarifiers on this. Is that Nancy? Is that Nancy? Okay, I feel like it dropped a card. No, I didn't. Is this Nancy? We need clarifiers, please. What's this about? This new ground, below ground. Who's this? Give us clarifiers on what's below ground, please. What's below ground? Nine of Pentacles. So below ground, this is your independent card. This is material wealth. So something is hidden underground that involves independence and wealth. And the Knave of Wands is young, energetic ideas, energy, inspirational. So below ground, I think that's just this entire plan. It's not Nancy, it's the plan of getting financially independent, this new exciting young opportunity to start afresh and end to the finances is the plan that's the below the belt, hidden underground in the sense that, you know, illegal, hidden, final ending. Well, there you have it, everybody. Tell me what you thought about this, if you like this new format, and I hope that I will see a lot of you in the lives for Lindsay Clancy. Stay tuned. I think we're going to start the next remote viewing is going to be the Lindsay Clancy remote views, as well as we continue to cover Nancy Guthrie here on this channel.
We've had some interesting videos tonight. I'm so glad. Missy Evans, so glad to see all of you. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope you guys are going to have a good Thursday. I know oops, let me get that. I know I probably need to get a little bit more rest. Yeah, it was very interesting. The whole live was interesting. We had some video about Tupac and that and the trial. They'll probably start that next week. They'll finish up the picking of the jury. They have 7 out of 12 done. Then we went on to Nancy. We went and watched the art. The gentleman that's an art dealer, and watched his eyes and how he picked out a porch person. I got to show you Monk's video, the one that I have been wanting to show you with the different, them looking different, you know. We had a really kind of just interesting morning and evening. I really, really super appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out. Took me a little while to get it figured out, but I got a couple more things done. So now I'm feeling like a little bit like I got it, you know. Don't have everything right, but I can figure things out, you know. That's what I needed to do. Dee Dee does such a good job helping me, but Nikki need to figure it out, you know. Oh, thank you for the 2 jewels, Silver Star. Thank you, Missy Evans. I really appreciate that. That's very kind. Very, very sweet. Thank you. And it's just, you know, I think we've had a pretty good, you know, some good education on these videos and stuff. And I'm just so happy that I can pull them up now and everything. I missed. Oh, that's okay, hon. I know you got it. I'm so... Missy, I worked so hard, and Bad Ash and Mustang finally went to sleep on me, I think, after I finished the other live, and I skipped over and went to this one, you know. Here's Missy, Silver Star, 2 jewels, thank you so much. And Josie in Tennessee, thank you, honey. I hope you're right, babe. I hope you're right, and the more practice, right? I'm so glad you know how to do that. to operate things now. Yeah, me too. I mean, everybody needs work, but I'm really glad. I'm really glad it's better. I was up all night. That's because I'm called Nick at Night, Missy Evans. Oh, my friends used to do that to me all the time. Hey, Nick at Night. Be like, oh, Lord. Yeah, no worries, honey. Don't you even worry about that. It's fine. And 10 jewels from Missy Evans, GG. Oh, gosh, that's so cool. Oh, yep. I thank you guys so much for being around this whole morning. Yes, it's wonderful. Wonderful. Now Nikki's got, what has she got today? I got my little part-time job that I have to do, my medical one. I'll do that. Oh, thank you, Josie in Tennessee. Love you too. Love the pups. And Melly wants to put down anything. It's been interesting today. I learned a few things. Thank you, Snappy. Thank you. And I read it. And no, I'm not going to hit you. And I'm going to play the sound. I just didn't get to do that, but I read through it. And I think that's so sweet of you. Thank you, Snappy. Oh, that's so nice. I love this chat, this channel. I love it over here. Even when somebody's trying to figure things out, you guys are awesome. I mean, I guess I could have left it off and stuff, but I was like, no, I'll just put that on test. I'm doing a little test. And seeing how it works. Thank you, guys. Oh, Missy Evans, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for subbing me. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Summary Wednesday, I like your name. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it more than you know. Because we definitely, I can't do this by myself, It's all of you that make this so much better, and for this crazy girl, I mean, you think that you have this to get over, you have this to overcome, and with all this going on, you guys, it keeps my mind half the time not even thinking about cancer, so I really appreciate that. And I will summary Wednesday. Thank you. I certainly will. Thanks, you guys. Millie, I hope you have a good day at work. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to probably do the watering thing tonight because I know people have asked. Oh, Gardens, hey, you're so sweet. You guys are so funny. I love you guys too so much. Hey, Christina. She says she left me, Nikki, and then now I'm here. Yes, I'll go to sleep. I listen to Melly. But Christina, I got it. I finally figured it out. I got it. So now I can add my own videos and stuff on here, and I'm just, so happy. Took me a while, but I mean, everything's not perfect. I'm still gonna have to practice and stuff, but it definitely makes me feel a little bit better. Yes. The little things, you know, to other people are so big to some of us, you know, that don't have a clue. I love you guys. Mwah. Love you so much, and hopefully I'll see you guys later this evening for the watering. I think it'll be at about 10 my time or something like that. Yeah. And I'm just going to do the yard, and a couple people really loved it, so we're going to do it again. So I know, Bruce. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thanks, you guys. Ina Dog Mom, thank you so much. Appreciate you greatly. Really greatly. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, yeah. It's nice to see the Cash App one because it didn't work for so long. Oh, golly gee. Bye, you guys. Love y'all. Have a great Thursday. I'm going to try not to work too hard today. Nikki for the senator. You're so funny. Love you guys too. Oh, hi, Hummingbird fan 61. Hi, honey. We're just getting ready to take off, but I hope to see you again. Hope to see you real soon. And please like and subscribe, you guys. It doesn't cost anything to do that. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to get a little rest. God love all of you. Many blessings.